I'm in the Masoni room at the Bibelos. The boat was rocking too much on some Aaliyah shit. For real. We going from the Vava to Sync on Sync, then back to the Vava. If you know, you know, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
Family thing. More money, more happiness, more sex. Cheers.
Hey. Look. Long way from set to mezzo. Me Tommaso and Ernesto. Short rigatoni with the pesto. These verses are my manifesto. Hallways got an echo. Me and Smigs on a loose in the city. You know how the rest go. Casual sex, I'm like fuck a dress code. The first martini is an espresso. Chill shot glasses with Prosecco. Niggas so ignorant in our hood. They be like, why the fuck you making techno? I'm worldwide and this is just another cargo jet flow. I had to let go. Life insurance policies, you niggas about to need the gecko. I got some meaner threats though.
Hello. You know how I'm feeling. You know how I'm feeling. The merch is beautiful. It feels great. Money buys happiness. MBH TV. Don't forget. MBHTV.com. You know where to get it.
The only teacher that gets paid enough. That's why I'm in Hyde Park buying like half a hairs.
Welcome back to the MBH podcast. Money buys happiness. Guys, first things first, we love you. Thank you for tapping on this video. You know what to do. Like this video. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit up the Snapchat. Snapchat link is in the bio. Follow. We're going crazy over there, okay?
Join the Discord.
Links in the fucking bio. We got merch coming soon. We say that every week, but I swear it's like sooner than you know.
I think it'll be out.
By the time this comes, it will be out. Should be out. And if it's not, blast us in the comments.
Yes.
Ernesto, come on.
What up?
Fire me up.
What up? Alpha King, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nima, what's up, baby?
How are you, bro?
Hey, man, thank you for having me in Toronto. Beautiful office, beautiful views. Man, feels good.
Nice to have you here, too,
Thanks
bro.
for coming, bro.
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm like, it's like my cousins, my family, man. We got some kebabs coming pretty soon.
Let's go. We can set it up.
Or some cannolis.
Yeah,
There we
both.
go. We had the espresso already. We already did the espresso.
Did the
You guys
espresso.
already know.
Yeah.
But Nima, we got Nima here. I really fuck with your content because I can't tell when you're being serious or when you're making a joke, and I love it because I don't think anyone else knows.
Yeah.
Right, but we're gonna get into that. That's one of the main things that stuck out when I first saw your content. Obviously, your content is a lot around males and you know, male versus female or male roles and what they should be doing. So that's a big thing that we talk about here always.
Yeah.
A lot of young men out there need the help, but I think just based on the content that we've watched of you already, I think you have a super interesting come up. I think you've bounced around, done a lot of different things. So let's go way back. Talk to us where you were born, how it was growing up, what that was like, your family, and we'll get started.
Yeah, man. So I'm 43. Feels great to be alive at 43. I remember when I was in high school, I had a kid in the school bus that said to me, you know, he was smoking weed and stuff like that. And he was just like, man, if I can live however I want till 40 and I die, I'm okay with that.
Damn.
And I remember in my 20s, working as a nightclub promoter in New York City, working 5-6 nights a week, going out maybe 13 nights in a row, fucking bitches, getting drunk, smoking weed, all that shit, doing coke, everything, right?
Yeah. The dream.
Fucking raw. Yeah.
Fucking raw. There you go.
Going to Hamptons, Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, all that. Art Basel. Keep going.
Yeah.
Throwing parties. And I remember thinking in my 20s, man, live fast, die young. Live fast, die young. It was sort of a motto I had of like, if I go at 30, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm going so fast and I love it. I love the thrill. I love the adrenaline. My testosterone was through the roof. And now at 43, I'm like, man, I want to live. I've lived enough. I want to live for my daughter, my wife. I want to be there when my mom and dad get old to be a pallbearer at their funeral. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law. I'm just getting real deep real quick.
Yeah.
But
No.
But just you know, just something, you know, like I want to be the pallbearer at my parents-in-law. I love my parents-in-law. I love my parents. I love my wife. I love my daughter. The idea of not being there to get my daughter handing off to a young man who's going to be good to her.
True.
Then I can die. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a whole nother superpower. So now I don't think live fast, die young. Now I think I got to take care of myself.
when does that change happen though? Because I feel like that's a dramatic change, bro. Like you're talking, like you said, New York Fashion Week, bitches, 13 nights in a row, all this shit, drugs, whatever. Like, and like that's a 180. That's the complete other side. So like, how does that even happen? And how quickly does it happen? Is it like a flip a switch next day? You're like, whoa, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, you know, I had 3 things happen to me in 1 year.
Okay.
One, I lost the closest person I love in my life.
Okay.
Who I loved more than anything aside from God, my grandma. Now, I used to tell my grandma, I love you more than anything. She said, you love me more than anything after God. You know?
Okay.
I was like, how personal and intense. She said, I love you more than anything after God. She died.
That's crazy.
You know, it's my mother over a year ago. When I lost her, the shit, even till to this day, it fucking shakes me up, you know? Then I had a health scare with my bladder. Got that, you know, went and got some surgery, taken care of, but also had a kid. You know, I had a kid. And when I have a kid, it came at the perfect moment in my life. When I had a kid, I realized, like, you know, it's made me a kid all over again. And I fell in love with my wife all over again, who I love so much. She's been with me. Really, when I couldn't even stand on my feet, my wife was with me. I didn't do no prenup. I did that thing raw dog, straight marriage.
How you're used to it, eh?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Some things don't change, bro.
There's no prenup, bro. Like, I raw dogged that marriage with
Crazy.
my wife. Because she's the one that was with me when I couldn't stand on my fucking feet, man. Now I'm fucking bleeding without getting too graphic and shit. You know, she held me. You know? She held me, and there was a point where we lived in her parents' home. You know? So, and she knows I'm a crazy motherfucker. Like, if she tries to fuck me over for my wealth, yeah, I'll burn the shit. she knows I'm crazy like that.
Yeah.
You know, a sadistic motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll really burn the shit before she gets it. And fucks me and then goes spends it on some bartender. You know what I'm saying? In Germany, Frankfurt or some shit. Fucking her raw. Nah, that ain't happening on my dollar, bro.
Okay.
You know,
So
my euro.
Those things happened to you, and then you were like, I'm good to change now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of had to.
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
sense, you kind of felt like you had to. How did you and your wife meet?
We met on a Spanish island
Nice.
in Spain.
Cool.
And at an Airbnb.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man.
I was gonna ask because like being in nightlife too, and having the past you had, was it hard to find someone to settle down with?
Yeah, initially it was
Okay.
to say goodbye to the nightlife. But I've only been with one woman for years now, since
Yeah.
my 30s. I met her in my late 30s, really. But yeah, man, it was I'm the only one I've ever been with.
Yeah.
Since
And after being through that stuff, like, what were you looking for out of a relationship? I'm asking this because a lot of young guys are watching this right now and they're trying to decide if they want to be in a relationship, if they want to get into one, what they're looking for. So how did you make that happen after that kind of life that you lived? What were you looking for in someone?
well, first, you know, the thing is that she didn't know I actually had money
Okay.
when she met me, because we were in an Airbnb and I rented the smallest bedroom.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like a hippie.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about money.
Yeah.
You know, so she didn't know I'm private equity. I do private equity financing deals and stuff. So I was renting a small bedroom, and she liked me. I knew there were 2 girls from Germany visiting, and we got along right away. And I felt that was more pure,
True.
right? So, by the way, I don't want to lie. Even though I was staying at her parents' home, I had money. But it's the fact that she was with me, even when I went to Germany to start all over again during the lockdowns.
Okay.
It was more like an idea of like, I had nothing when I was in Germany. I had my debt business, but it was more like a brand new beginning.
Yeah.
I left America where I was born and raised. You know, I'm a New Yorker. I lived there more than anywhere else. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, by the way, but I lived there since I was about 5.
Okay.
But I lived in a bunch of cities, but New York City the longest. And yeah, so she was with me really from the beginning of that new identity of me moving to another continent. If you 2 ever leave Canada, beautiful country, right? But if you go and you go live in South Korea, it's like almost like you're really starting from scratch. I gained a whole new empathy for immigrants when I left and I became an immigrant to Germany. I have a residency in Germany, right? I'm a dark-skinned guy. I'm a Jewish guy, Persian. I'm mixed. My wife is German. I don't look German.
Yeah.
I'll never be German. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never. So, but my daughter can be because she's more pale skinned than me.
True.
You know, but not me. And she was born there, and her mother's German.
Yeah.
Not me. So America, anybody can be American. You know, like in my old block in New York, you got Dominicans, Chinese, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Jews,
Got them all.
so forth. Yeah. And back in the day in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, which was my neighborhood, old neighborhood, we had Jews, Irish, Russian, Italian,
You got everything.
all across. Yeah. Little Italy was just a few blocks away. The Italians, the Jews, and the Chinese, you know, that whole area,
Yeah.
you know, it was a melting pot. And anybody could be American. Anybody can be Canadian.
Yeah.
I can't ever be German.
True. It's different in Europe like that. Like,
Yeah.
man, they're very like if you're from there, you're from there, and that's pretty much it. If you look different, people are like, oh,
Well, they're stronger with keeping their traditions, you know?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something I wanted to ask you was now making that move, which first I want to ask you why you made the move to
Yeah.
Germany.
Well, it was during the lockdown.
Okay. So you just wanted to get out.
Yeah, my dad, my father-in-law's dad, my father-in-law, he's like my dad. I look at him as a dad. He wanted his daughter to come back to Germany during the lockdown. He didn't feel safe with the United States. At the time, I thought that was fucking crazy because I looked at it as a superiority, American superiority
Yeah.
with everything in the world, basically. I didn't understand it until later, how they looked at our healthcare system as a complete fucking disaster. When you come, other than if you're super rich and wealthy.
True.
You know, for example, if I talk to you about going and getting a scan from Prenova or Ezra, we might say, oh, okay, it only costs $2,500 to get 500 cancers scanned with an MRI.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like much, but if you're only making $100,000 a year, you got 2 kids, a mortgage, and a wife,
Yeah.
well, then paying $2,500 to get a check, that's a lot of money on a fixed income.
Yeah.
True.
So, you know, I think about these sort of things, you know?
True.
Like now I think about it like, okay, in the United States, have you heard of medical tourism?
No.
No.
Basically, like someone is in the United States. It's not like Canada. Like Canada, your problems with healthcare, from what I understand, tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't know.
Yeah.
What I hear people bitch about in Canada is, man, I had to wait this long.
Yes. That's
Right?
exactly. That's
Yeah.
it.
Right?
That's exactly it.
Yeah, in America, you hear people talking about, we lost our home to a medical bankruptcy.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
You know what I mean?
Difference.
Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we got to, or that person's scared to go get tested when they got a lot of headaches because they're scared of what the results will be.
And the money has to come out.
But imagine you ignore getting headaches constantly, and then 3 years later, you find out you got something in your brain that's going to kill you.
Yeah.
Or you got chest pain, you don't even realize you're just 6 months away from a stroke,
Yeah. it's
and you
fucked up.
die.
True.
Whereas in Canada, in Germany, my dad moved here about 10 years ago. He loves Canada. He started a business here. This has been a great country to my dad. So
Sure.
I don't know, like he came here, started a business, very entrepreneurial, just like you two immigrants,
Cool.
you know, but works hard. Like how you guys got this beautiful studio and shit. You guys aren't fucking around, you know?
That's
You know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
That's for sure.
That's how we move. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I saw my dad come here, basically came here, started a business, you know, got real estate, et cetera. Works hard, but I feel like this country's great, you know? So, but then again, that's my interpretation.
Yes,
of it,
yes.
you
Yeah.
know, that's my, we're talking about,
So what were you saying? The medical tourism.
the medical tourism. So people from the United States, a lot of them, they may go to Mexico
Yes.
Or-
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
because of the standard of care.
Yeah.
Or like Costa Rica. In Germany, you may see people go to Turkey because in Turkey, they do for people that are bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I rock it. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. It's fresh, shiny, you know?
Looks good though. Looks good.
Thanks, man. But, you know, for a lot of people going to Turkey,
Yeah.
you know? Maybe I think even Thailand,
Okay.
you know, and so forth. But in Germany, for example, everyone can get healthcare. Everyone can get a high quality of healthcare.
Okay.
And even a lot of the medical technology that you see in the United States is still German. A lot of innovation that comes in healthcare, German. Canada has a great healthcare system, hands down. I mean, Germany, Canada, United States, the technology, the medicine, the expertise, the track record, the resources are there. It's just in Germany and Canada, the working class and the middle class have some equity in it, man. They can benefit from, hey, I got a chest pain, I can go to the doctor.
Yeah.
You know, the same person that you were just very friendly to, who was your waitress,
Yeah.
right? Whereas in the United States, that person who's the waitress, who's having chest pain, she can't afford to go to the fucking doctor.
Is it free healthcare in Germany, or we say
It's cheap.
free?
Yeah. We have a really high tax system.
I was
just
going to say,
like
yeah,
you,
so same as us. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like what tax rate are we talking?
Yeah, we're talking. The tax rate I have in Germany is comparable to New York City.
Okay.
New York City, for example. One reason I left New York. First of all, if you have a high income like I do, you have basically a top federal tax rate.
Yeah, you
let's
get
just-
killed.
crushed.
Yeah.
And then let's add three. So let's say $44 goes to the federal government, and they're ripping us off. Doesn't matter to me if it's Joe Biden or Donald Trump. I'm getting
Anybody.
fucked
Yeah.
anyway.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, in the United
Yeah.
States, it's corrupt as Iran.
Yeah.
It's as corrupt as China. It's as corrupt as
They're
Russia.
the mob, bro.
Yeah, it's
They're
fucking
the fucking mob.
Yeah, it's straight up.
Yeah.
The biggest myth in the United States is that their country's not as corrupt as Iran or China.
No, it is-
I've been all
yeah.
three countries, bro.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
They just
You know
make
what
it
I mean?
look pretty.
Yeah.
They just make it look pretty. That's all.
Yeah, I've actually been to all three countries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do business with the
And
Chinese.
how's it look? All three of them.
Corrupt.
Yeah, all three. They all look the
They're the
same.
same, yeah.
Yeah.
Just different masks. Different masks.
bro.
Yeah.
Like literally, I've been to China, Iran, and Russia. I mean, China, Iran, and United States. And I literally look at their governments as equally the same in the level of corruption.
Yeah.
They each think the other one's more corrupt. Though.
Yes.
Or they at least try to make it look like that. Like, oh, they're worse than us. So trust me, you're better off here
Yeah.
Yeah.
than
And
you
they-
would be there.
And they each have their own cancel culture. Iran has a cancel culture within a defined criteria.
Okay.
China has a cancel culture within a defined criteria, and America has a.
What's the
Cancel
cancel culture for China? Like, what can't you like?
Yeah.
What would they cancel you for?
Yeah, you know. Have you been to China?
No.
Have you been to China?
No, you know, I was talking about this. I'm like, I need to go to China. I need to
just
see what
gotta
the
go
fuck's
see it.
going on over there. Just get a culture shock, you know?
Yeah, it is no doubt about it a culture shock. The minute you get on, if you go on Air China, which I recommend, beautiful. I mean, the flight attendants are like the baddest bitches, bro.
That's insane. That's
They know what they're
amazing.
doing, eh?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the model agency that they just got the baddest bitch in China to work there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about like if I was a bachelor, wow.
Yeah.
You know?
It's that good, eh?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Good pussy.
Yeah, all right, we going to China, boys.
Don't book the flight. Let's
They're in
go.
China. We out.
Shit, man. You know, if I was a bachelor, you know. But yeah, so you go to Air Canada, Air China. I love Air Canada, by the way. But Air China, right away, you see Marxist propaganda.
Okay.
Marxist, Karl Marx. You see his information, his education, and his curriculum
Yeah.
Wow.
for you to embrace Marxist principles, ideals, and values.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right away, bro. You know, like in the movies,
Yeah.
you see it. Like
Yeah.
you see Marx, bro.
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
see a library of Marx.
Yeah.
They don't even hide it.
Yeah.
You know, that's their introduction to the West for an indoctrination program to Westerners.
Yes.
So they're saying, yo, you're coming to our country. By the way, here's how we move.
Yeah, and they're not hiding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
not hiding it.
Yeah.
So, and obviously it's true that the Chinese are, you know, pushing space exploration to their kids, science and engineering. That's all true. That's actually true.
Yeah.
That's not a myth.
Like their version of TikTok has all of those like engineering, like in comparison to ours. Engineering,
Education,
math,
yeah,
education stuff.
When I got kicked off TikTok with over 800,000 followers.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
But hold on.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, man, this happened to me over a year ago. And when it happened to me, it was before the hearing, the TikTok hearing in Washington.
Yes.
Now I feel like, and this is before Elon Musk bought Twitter. Now I feel like TikTok has a little bit become more flexible with the content.
Okay.
Whereas when I got banned, you know, it was like, it was hardcore. I got banned basically for standing up against toxic feminism and the Chinese Communist Party.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you're
Right?
gone. You're
That's
gone.
literally why I got
Oh,
banned.
okay, you're done,
Within 2
yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
Everything
CCP,
gone.
you're done, buddy.
I mentioned
Good
the
luck.
CCP.
Yeah. There you go. This interview might just get. We might YouTube my fucking
Yeah,
chocolates. No,
yeah,
100%.
So now, I guess you traveled a lot. You've been to a lot of countries that I don't think many of our listeners have been to. I guess you chose Germany now as your home base.
Yeah.
So in terms of the lifestyle difference, let's say New York, let's say Miami, let's say even China, let's say UK, because I've known you've been there as well. What can you say are the major differences? And what are you looking for out of the place you live? Because I feel like even being in Canada, as much as you look at it right now and you think it's a great country, we actually know a lot of people that are trying to get out of the country. again, lifestyle choices. I want to live somewhere that fits my lifestyle more. So maybe speak on that a bit, what you've noticed about the lifestyle differences and what you prefer and why.
Yeah, you know, I like Germany a lot. I like Italy. I like Spain, the Mediterranean countries. I'm a Mediterranean, Middle Eastern man.
Yeah.
My family's from Jerusalem and Iran. So I like the Mediterranean lifestyle because of longevity. I like this place called Valencia, Spain.
Of course.
Valencia, Spain, they're so good with longevity. You know, the lifestyle there. I think now that I want to live longer, I think more about, do I want to be in Israel, Spain, Greece, Anatolia, the southern part of Turkey,
Yep.
or Sicily.
Yep.
You know, Sicily.
They live
great-
till they're 100 over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you're eating natural food.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
The water's different. The air is different.
Yeah, family. You got more families there, an
Yeah.
emphasis on family. Although you got the gay stuff, you know, all over Spain too,
Of
and
course.
Israel, obviously. But I'm just saying, like it's just a lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
Less stress. There's more work-life balance. I used to work a lot. I still do. But I'm trying to get better about my work-life balance. But I also have the obligation of being a father and a dad.
Yeah.
I'm also in my 40s. If I was in my 20s and 30s, I would suggest to a guy, if you're not married, you really should be working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. Balance that out with, you know, obviously reading books, exercise, you know, whatever it
work,
is,
though. Yeah,
yoga,
still work.
meditation.
Yep.
Yeah. See your family,
Yeah.
you know, see your friends, but still put in that 12 hours.
Yeah.
You know, 9 to 9, half days, you know.
Of course.
Speaking
8 to 8.
speaking to the gay stuff, like you said, like okay, they got all the gay stuff there, whatever. Me personally, I'm okay with that. Like, be gay, do whatever you want. You know, like
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me. I think, and I'm sure you agree with this. I think where everyone's gone, and now almost maybe feeling like they hate it completely, is just because of the way that it's being pushed, right? And I want your opinion on that. I want to know why you think it's being pushed, and what's the end goal, right? Because there's so many facets to it. Like, is it government? Is it these social media platforms? Is it big corps, big pharma? Like, where's it coming from? Where's the pressure? Where do you think the pressure is coming from, and why?
You know, I have gay friends, and I got help with a therapist who was gay. I got a bad relationship with this fashion model, man. Like, bro, once I was not my only one, but once there was a fashion model I dated, and you know, she was in Vogue magazine. She was like, I was like a little boy when I was dating her, because to me she was this like perfection. And but she had some personality disorder issues. I think, right? Because I remember being in that relationship thinking like, I'm about to jump over the fucking bridge.
Yeah.
You know, because I was just so in love with her, but I was infatuated with her like a little boy.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe I had her.
Yeah.
You know, to myself, and she
Yeah.
loved me. After I left that relationship, which I'm really proud of, which is 10 years ago, I'm still friends with her to this day, even though I'm married. I don't, just as friends, she wound up with a guy that was good for her. But I went to a therapist after that. That was the only relationship afterwards. That was the first relationship afterwards, rather. I went to see a therapist, and it helped me a lot. In addition to exercise and working hard, education and such, I do think there's guys that commit suicide when they don't get mental health.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
So I think it's irresponsible for me as an older man to say, hey, man, look at the checklist. Did you exercise? Yeah. Did you work hard? Yeah. Did you spend time with your family and friends? Yeah. Did you get some sleep? Yeah. Did you get sunshine? Yeah. Did you read a book? Yeah. You did all those things. Cool. Are you being sober? Yeah. You're eating right? Yeah. But I'm still in a dark place. What would I do? Tell that young man, hey, you're a pussy if you go see a therapist? And then what, he commits suicide? I live with that shit for the rest of my life? That's selfish that I'm even thinking about my burden. No, what about his family? What about his father coming over to me crying, knocking on my door, whatever the fuck, you know? Hey, man, you're his friend. Why didn't you do anything? That was your friend.
Yeah.
I saw that he sent you a text message that he was down, and you told him he's acting like a pussy. Now he killed himself. That ain't gonna be it. When that father looks at that text message, it ain't gonna be for me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be for me saying, hey, man, I got love for you.
Yeah.
Let me help you get a therapist.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, on a lighter note, I got, you know, Alpha King Nima, for example, loves the gays. I love gays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gay. I'm a straight man. I got love for everybody. It's not hurting me, but I don't want it in the kids' school.
Yeah.
Now, New York City, we've gotten to a point in New York City in my old neighborhood. You're not gonna believe this shit. There's a playground. Yeah, that's just like 2 months ago. I was in New York. There's a playground, and it has a sign. The sign says, during the summer, come have free lunch at 12. Innocent, right? There's kids playing on the playground, on the slide. Then right below it, you see the LGBT, TQ, whatever the fuck flag.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, we're really talking about gay sex, what, anal sex, to fucking,
For free lunch.
yeah, bro, like that.
To
Like,
kids? Yeah.
why do we have to talk about sex,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah.
Why can't, I think everyone can agree, most people would agree, let's just not, in America, in New York City at least, let's just not talk about sex until they're at least 16, 17,
Yeah,
18.
to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not, be gay, be straight, I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
Just don't talk about it in school because we don't clearly all agree on that.
But why, how
know
do
what I
you
mean?
think it got there? Like, and why?
That's a good question, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm 43 and I'm looking at it like,
Yeah.
how the fuck did we get to this point where, you know what I mean?
Exactly. No,
Where-
that's-
how the
even
fuck,
that
bro?
video we were watching from PBD on
Yeah.
Valuetainment,
Yeah.
where it's a great video, by the way. You should check this one out. But he
Yeah.
goes through the whole history of LGBTQ, gay, whatever it might be, from like maybe 80 years ago, and how it all happened slowly. It happened slow, where there's a little,
Yeah.
okay, let's legalize this. Then we legalize gay marriage. Then we do this. Then we do this. Up until where we are now. So it happened slow. It didn't happen in a year or 2 or 3 years. So I guess we're allowing it to happen slowly in increments, right? Now, I agree with both you guys. I have no problem with gay people, lesbians, trannies, whatever the hell you want to be. But that's my issue too. When you start pushing it everywhere, and when there's the Canada flag and right beside it is the LGBT flag, are they really the same? Is that the same importance that you're putting on that flag?
Well, there's that, and also like I don't know about around the world, but like you can drive around Toronto and see like a Catholic church
There you go.
with gay flags on it.
When the
and
fuck
I'm
would
like,
you see that?
And
When
I'm
would
like,
you ever see that in,
I'm like,
in
that's
history?
that's a very interesting thing to see because they were against it, and now it's not to say that okay, religions don't modify as time goes on or modernize. Okay, that's one thing to say, but then it kind of goes back to his point of like all the way to like flying a flag. Now you've like lifted the importance of this this ideology or this way of living like above the church. So it's an interesting thing, and I actually think that's a reason why, you know, Catholicism and being Catholic and all that is a declining. It's a declining religion, like in terms of how many people follow.
Of course.
What are I'm curious what your thoughts are on that, because we even see, and I'm sure a lot of your followers are converting to be Muslim. Like there's this big rise in Islam, and I'm like, okay, interesting. 10 years ago, people looked at it as this like very like you do not want to be Muslim. Like they hate women, all this stuff. But now all of a sudden you're seeing these very successful men who are saying, I'm converting to Islam, Allah, all this stuff, right? So I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. And you
Haram.
said you're, what, like, are you religious? You speak
Yeah.
about God a lot.
Yeah. Well, that was good. You made some good points, man. My grandfather's middle name was Muhammad, and he married a Jewish woman whose family was Cohen, last name, from
Okay.
Jerusalem.
Okay.
My wife is an evangelical Christian. She's German.
Okay.
We have a German Bible in our home, and we have a Torah in our home in Germany. And there's a guy you two might like. His name is Ruslan Kid, I think. And he's Azerbaijani, but he's Christian. And he talked about how the Christian faith was actually growing. Maybe, which I thought was really unique, but I wasn't sure. I think you two would, just off a sidebar, I think you two would enjoy talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing some good stuff too. And I'm not Christian, but I thought it was unique what his view on it.
Cool.
But in regards to Islam, you know, hey man, I think it's a beautiful faith. I think Christianity is a beautiful faith. I think it's the person, not the religion. I'm Jewish. There's people that give Jewish people a bad name. There's people who give Christians and Muslims and Catholics a bad name.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know, it is, you know,
Is it-
try,
is-
try to represent your tribe, at least your hood, your group in a good way.
Yeah.
It's all you can do.
I think
Yeah.
even I was talking about this with my grandfather the other day because he was saying the same thing. He's like, no, I go to church and there's no young people, you know. And then I was asking, and like we used to have like at our schools we used to have like mass and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like we would have mass monthly, I think.
You'd have to go though. You had no
right? We would
choice.
have a mass with a priest and everything, and now they've removed that from schools now too. So slowly, feels like religion is a lot of the education systems are anti-religion right now. It looks like
In the schools?
it's feeling like it, yeah. Which leads me to my next point of saying, now that you are a father and you do have a daughter, right? Are you scared about this world that she's growing up in? Because yeah, you're in Germany, but you said it. Even Germany still has some propaganda behind it. Has the LGBT. I know in Italy they're still doing it. Are you worried being a father with a young daughter?
I mean, bullying and what's happening in these schools is pretty crazy too. You know?
Yep. It's, as a whole, you know, like, so all the propaganda happening, the way they're teaching the curriculum, what's on the curriculum, how can you protect your daughter
Yeah.
in this crazy world?
Yeah, especially, you know, you see the bullying that's happening in the schools and such. I'm against bullying. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Plain, simple wrong.
Okay.
Many people talk about the benefits of bullying.
We actually said bring
We
back
said bring
bullying.
it back.
Yeah, so it's
We
crazy.
could talk about it though. We could talk
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think bullying is wrong, plain and simple, wrong.
Okay.
Many people are talking about, including you guys, that there's benefits to bullying. But respectfully, I strongly disagree.
Okay.
Because I've seen firsthand how bullying can ruin a kid's entire life.
Yes.
Once in school, I knew a fairy boy. And
What's a fairy boy?
we were in the locker room, and he popped a boner. And all the kids start making fun of him. And then, you know, rightfully so. But I felt like it was a little bit overboard. I mean, it was just abuse. No, really. You know,
Fairy boy's crazy.
no, really, you know, and then I saw that motherfucker years later, and he turned out to be an even bigger fag than he was in high school. He told me that years later. He said, "Hey, I wouldn't have had so much animosity towards manly men if you weren't, you know, so hard on me." And that's actually that was actually Alpha King rule number 751, which states sometimes bullying can create a situation which is an antithesis to the desired outcome.
Holy fuck, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is what I mean. Like, he just said that all with a straight fucking face. And I
No, but it's some crazy shit what we're talking about. Like, how could I not say it? Like, fuck, man, you got any more ideas of what we can talk about? Shit, man. Fuck, man.
So, okay, so-
keep doing this.
Okay.
Fuck, that's some crazy shit what you guys are really saying. Like the school, like.
Yeah.
No, but really, it's.
But hear
it's-
me out. Hear me out.
I am.
But can you see the benefits?
Got me thinking about this
Hear
shit,
me out,
bro.
right? Okay. Hear me out. My whole thing is the other side of the coin, right? Where you baby these kids, you baby these children, you baby these students. You don't even do. Oh, you can't even get first place anymore. You're everyone's first place. You guys have a race, you're all first place. You guys play a basketball game, you guys both win. With that kind of, I guess, tone towards the children, they're being fostered in a situation that is not the real world.
It's a
So
soft
now,
reality.
they got babied from grade 1 to grade 12. They come out and they think that's how the world is. And you see these people out here now, 10 years later, and you're like, you know what? You probably should have got bullied.
Yeah.
Now, is there the other side of it where it's like, yeah, there's been times where someone gets bullied to the point of suicide. So that is not good,
Which you never
obviously.
wanna see.
Which you don't want to see. But at the same time, there is the other side of it where it's like, man, there's been times where I got bullied as a kid that it made me stronger. Now, is that going to make everyone stronger? No. But I do think what's missing is a little bit of aggression when it comes to, you know, raising children, raising students, because they do need to be prepared for this real world where people are not nice.
Well, how many times have you walked around and seen somebody in public acting like a fucking idiot, and you're like, you've never been punched in the face, like you never got your ass beat, and had you got your ass beat at some point in your life, you wouldn't act like this in public.
Yeah, you know,
It's more so even for males. I'm not saying go bully little girls. That's
Yeah, yeah.
ridiculous. Like no one should do that.
Yeah.
Right. But if there's a situation where someone's trying to put you down or make you feel like you're not worthy or anything like that, you got to stand up for yourself.
Punch
Right.
someone
And
up.
if you can't do it at the small level of grade 6, you're not ready for the real world. You can't do it in grade 10. You're not ready to come out here.
I have someone, I'm not going to say who it is because I love this person dearly. And they're one of the most beautiful people I know. And they were bullied a lot in school. And the person, he handled it by consuming a lot of these energy drinks that have chemicals and stuff in them, constantly playing video games.
Yeah.
And eventually he got potentially a life-threatening chronic condition.
From the energy drinks?
Maybe. But for now, he's good. Knock on wood.
Yes.
You know, surgery was good. Everything's good. But he bottled it in, and I think he may have some sort of like learning disability.
Damn.
And he's so nice. If you meet him, he is awkward. You know, and it breaks my heart that we live in a world where kids would bully him. You know. That being said, my daughter, I'm gonna put my daughter in self-defense.
Yes.
I'm training my daughter, you know, to be an athlete as much as a scholar, you know, like from the beginning. Like last night, my daughter, she's turning 1 year old this month. And I saw her, we're in my father's house in Canada here. We're visiting him and she was going up the stairs. And halfway, she was like stopping. And I told my wife, I told my dad, I said, no, we're gonna wait.
Yeah.
I want her to struggle.
Yeah.
I want my daughter to struggle and be there locked in. She's not going away. And you know, about 2-3 minutes later, she kept going up and up and up, and she made it to the top. And I was proud of her for her persistence.
Yes.
It's sort of like training her from the beginning to be tough, be athletic, be persistent.
Of course.
You know, and I want to put my daughter in self-defense.
You should.
I think every parent, man, put your kid in self-defense. And if you think your kid has a learning disability, if you can't afford it, maybe school is not the right place to put the kid, because that is a very vicious. It can be a very vicious place, man, for a kid. But kid got to stand up for himself, man. Like, that's a reality, man.
Yeah.
You know, like I got bullied, not as much. I'm a little bit of a big guy, but you gotta fight, man.
It's called tough love. I think that's how I was raised, on tough love. Like, my dad was hard on me. My mom was the gentle side. I seen a bunch of videos too. Like, you know, when you see the kid fall and the mom's trying to pick him up and the dad's like, no, let him get up on his own, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So is that the kind of father that you want to be?
Yeah, I like it when my kid falls. I don't want to always help her. I want her to fall. I want her to watch her fall.
Yes.
I don't want to hand everything to her. I want her to, because so much of what made me successful is my persistence.
Yes.
That's really my secret. If you were to say to me 3 things that made me successful, number 1, first and foremost, is God. I don't think there's a book that someone says, what book do you recommend? For me, the number 1 book is the Torah. For you, I would say Bible. For a Muslim, I would say the Quran, right? That book has everything you need to help you, guide you in life, personal and professional.
Yeah.
For me, that's the only book I need to be a successful entrepreneur. It's the only book I need to be a successful husband, a man, a father, friend, neighbor. Same with the Bible. I'm pretty familiar with the Bible. Not that much. I'm not a scholar, but I think the Bible has basically everything you need right there, man. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's all there.
Yeah.
You know? So in addition to that, first of all, I won't put my kid in a school that's secular. I'll put my kid in a school that is faith-based, whether it's evangelical, Christian, or Jewish, way before I would ever put my kid in a secular school.
Yeah.
Because I am a religious person.
Yes.
No, I'm a man of faith, rather. You know? I'm a spiritual person. I don't want my daughter or my son to grow up thinking that it's... I don't want my kid to marry a man, and if he's a man. I want my kid to marry a woman and start a family, be fruitful, and multiply. And I'm not a bigot. I'll tell my kid, if there's a gay kid being bullied, defend the gay kid. You can have gay friends, but we are people who believe in God. I don't think I should be so scared to say on social media that I believe in God. I'm a straight man. I'm loyal to my wife. I don't cheat on my wife.
It's facts.
Never cheat on my wife.
Yeah.
And I love my children. And I want you 2, you 3, you 4, to find a woman you love, be good to her, she's good to you, you get married, you start a family, and you become dedicated to your family and God. I almost feel like I'm saying something that's going to get me canceled.
I was just going to say, those are like the characteristics of like the most hated man
on the planet.
on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like for men that are 43, I talk to guys my own age,
Yeah.
you know, just like you guys do in your 20s. you're 30, but still early,
Yeah.
basically 20s. And it's almost like between me and the other guys I know, like, how the fuck do we end up in the world where being a straight guy that's married with kids, like, we've become the dorkiest guys in the fucking world.
Losers.
It's either, like losers.
Literally.
Like, it's either the red pill, fuck bitches, everyone's a whore,
Yeah.
bitter, hate all women, or it's, I'm gay.
Yeah.
Like, what about the fuck?
Where's the middle, bro?
What happened to the middle guy like me, middle-aged man, married,
Just wanted to, like,
loyal,
just be
his
normal.
wife?
Yeah.
Don't cheat on my wife. I mean, this is like become this crazy idea. I'm a simp because I don't cheat on my wife.
Yeah.
This is the craziness of where we've gone.
Yeah.
I come home, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I hang out with my daughter. I believe in God, I pray twice a day. Really, that's like, do we want to lose that sort of man and that man being promoted to our young men? It's fine for 1 or 2 generations, but then where are we?
Yeah.
Where are we in the 2040s? Where are we in the 2050s when we lose them? And bear in mind, I in no shape, way, or form have promoted bullying towards any gay person. I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think physical violence is wrong unless it's for self-defense.
Of course.
Okay? I'm against it, man. I think the bullying where people that are gay, they get beat up, and in those nightclubs where there was those shootings, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's fucked.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
someone's child.
Yeah.
You know? That being said, it doesn't have to be taught in our school.
Yeah.
If you really feel strong, I think as a taxpayer, you should be able to say, I want my money back because I'm not sending my kid to a secular school. I want to send my school to a faith-based school. So in Germany, they have that much more.
Okay.
In Germany, you pay taxes, but you can have more freedom on where you send your kid to school.
Nice.
Okay.
Whereas in the United States, it seems like it's almost like you got to pay $30,000 to put your kid in an expensive school, or they're going to go and learn how to, or your 10-year-old son's going to go to elementary school and learn about giving a blowjob to another guy.
Yeah.
Literally though.
And how to cut your dick off.
Mr. Harris, who's really Miss Harris or whatever the fuck, we don't know,
Yeah.
is going to talk to your 9-year-old boy about anal sex
Yeah.
by another
Crazy.
man. Like, bro, you understand how, it's like, bro, it's like Sodom and Gomorrah, bro.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
literally.
Like,
Yeah.
I grew up as a kid thinking, this is Sodom. There was a Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like, you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, where the fuck are we? Where are we?
Yeah.
Like, we've almost taken evil. If there's good, is there evil? A gay man taught me this. A gay man taught me this. Or helped me understand this. My therapist. He's gay. Lives with his man. And he said that the LGBT, the gay movement, was overtaken with the tranny stuff. So now there's like new colors on it.
Yeah.
And then he said to me, I said, so where is this going? And he was like, I guess the elites are preparing the masses for when the idea of a human is a questionable definition.
It could be
can
be
be
up
a
in the air.
machine.
Yep.
It can be a machine,
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah.
right? Because we're just now making the idea of what's human questionable,
Yeah, which is fucked.
subjective.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's all right.
It could be an animal if you want at this point.
Yeah, could literally be a machine.
Machine. Yeah.
Could be a machine.
That walks around
True.
the same as you. Looks like you, but its internal parts are different.
Well,
But
even,
now you're on the same level.
Yeah.
But I'm,
You see
I'm-
Brian Johnson, by the way? He's like the first human being that did, I guess, some generic therapy or something.
Okay.
The guy that's
No.
prolonging his life. He's like the first
Oh,
human.
I seen that guy. He looks fucked though.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen.
He's
that.
like old. How old is he?
He's like about maybe 2 years older than me, but
No, but he's trying to. He looks like his face is like young 20s kind of look, but it looks like
Yeah, but what's this guy on adrenochrome? Like,
he's
what's
on some
what's
next,
he
these
saying?
guys
Like,
eating, he's
these
eating
guys-
babies and shit. Bro.
Okay, but hold on. I want to ask you a question
Yeah.
because based on the things you're talking about, right? All these points you're making about everything you just kind of went through. Like, you obviously say this online very confidently. I've seen you say it on different platforms along with your own. How has life changed for you after coming out and saying these things?
yeah, man, if I showed you a picture of my older brother when he was in his 20s, it's incredible, identical with him. man.
Yeah, just like him? All right, good looking guy then.
right now.
Yeah, man, the same height too. Like fucking.
Fuck,
it's-
poor guy needed a
You
couple
gotta
more
bring him
inches.
next time. Bro.
Yeah, I want to call you Hotef. That was his name, but
Okay, let's
that's
go.
his name. Yeah,
Let's
but
go.
It's crazy. It's trippy for me. It's sorry, man. How I
Change
changed
your face, bro. Come on, do
Yeah.
something.
Because of adrenochrome on my fucking.
Oh man, but cancel culture, man, has really made it harder for me on social media because I do entertainment.
Yeah.
I avoid politics. I really do. You know, I never want, for example, someone to know who I would vote for. But that being said, you know, I did like Trump.
2024, baby.
Yeah, you know, I did like Trump. But that being said, I also like Bernie because I felt like Trump and Bernie were so uncontrollable.
True.
True.
And I thought they were real. And I just want someone that's real.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that so hard to ask for? Like,
Yeah, I just want someone that's fucking real, man. You know, like even if whatever they are, just someone that's real. Trump, I feel like he's real. I feel like he lies, maybe, but he really loves America.
Yeah.
I believe he really loves America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, facts.
You know, and I feel like Bernie also, in his own way, even if we don't agree with everything he says, I think he does really believe in America. Whereas the other guys, Democrat and Republican, are fucking criminals, man.
Yeah, pure actors.
Pure puppets, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why would I want to vote for anyone other than Bernie or Trump? I thought that was the debate everybody really, it's true, everybody really wanted to see, man.
Yeah.
You know, that never happened. If it was really a free country, man, it'd be Bernie against Trump. Then I'd be like, that motherfucker won the president.
Yeah.
That's the
Facts.
real president.
Yeah.
Facts.
Otherwise, it just seems like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, this last election was completely fucking rigged joke.
Yeah.
This next election looks like it's going to be a rigged
Oh, they're setting
joke.
up for it. Yeah, they're getting
You know,
prepped.
Bro, in America, man, it's so selective outrage.
Yes.
We're going after a fucking president over one thing, then we're not going after the president's son over another thing.
Yeah, another
in
big
China,
thing. Yeah, big
in
thing.
China.
Yeah.
Bro, how do we just pick who the rules apply to and who not? And that's how I feel social media is.
Yeah.
I feel like, for example, Bobbi
Yeah,
Althoff,
Bobbi Althoff,
whatever.
yeah.
Bobbi Althoff we were just talking about our videos. You did a video that got 1 million views, 100,000 shares.
Yeah.
I just did a video that just recently,
Yeah.
on just one of many examples, 500,000 views, about 30,000 shares. Bobbi seems like she can get 3 million views with 3,000 shares.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or let's say one day, oh wow, she did 14,000 shares and she gets 3 million fucking views. It's
Yeah.
almost like we're just giving you views. We're giving you followers. We're promoting you in the follower search. Or then
Yep.
someone says to me, your content sucks. Okay. Oh, so her name just magically comes up in your
Yep.
follower search.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, her video just magically shows up in the FYP.
Yep.
Their content to make men look like pussies, queers, fairies, soft. It's just constantly controlled in that FYP. Whereas men, that's why you don't see a lot of comedians even on social media.
Facts.
You actually don't see a lot of comedians. The comedians that I like, the entertainers that I like, a lot of them don't even go on social. They don't need it.
Yeah.
And that's what's amazing. The comedy club, you can say anything you want. They can't control you inside the comedy. You watch some of the people that are on social media, then you watch them in the comedy club. I'm doing my first comedy event in November in New York.
Okay.
Sick.
Yeah, it's going to be 350 tickets.
Let's go.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
there.
yeah.
We're
Bro,
there.
we gotta come.
Yeah. I would love for you guys to come. I would love for you guys to come. And you know, it's just like it's not controlled.
Yeah.
It's not controlled in the venue.
That's why
in the
they
club.
hate comedians.
They hate
Because
'em.
those guys are the only ones who can say whatever the fuck they want and almost not get canceled. They
Well,
tried it a couple
yeah,
times.
they
They
tried
tried
it.
it.
But
then
comedian-
guess what? Netflix still had to give.
They had to.
What's his name? How am
Dave
I
Chappelle.
blanking? Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
They still had to bring him back for another fucking special because guess what? People didn't care about his cancel shit.
Well, even during the pandemic, we were looking up to all these comedians that had the chance to joke around about the truth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They dance
we
around
were
it.
looking up to
Yeah.
them. We're like, yo, say something, make a joke of it. Like, at least put it out there because with them, like, even on socials, for example, like, for them to get canceled or shadow banned, it's gonna take a lot more, right? Because they're sprinkling it in there. They'll do one video, let's make fun of the LGBT, this video, and then the next 10 just back to normal generic jokes, right? They'll mix it in there. But yeah, we were looking at comedians like, yo, guys, come on, make some jokes about this shit. You're the ones that can talk about anything.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need you right now.
Yeah, and it's true. You nailed it, man. And you know what? The thing is, when I see guys that do comedy that have 30,000 followers, but I see that they're really speaking freely,
Yep.
or 100,000, 200,000, I find that those creators, but excellent engagement.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Like, to me, their 100,000 is way, way more real than another guy
Yeah.
that has 3 million.
Yeah. Of
Because
course.
because to me that says, like, when you tell me you did one video, 1 million views, 100,000 shares, that says to me that's fucking intensity. You know, so the guys, you have comedians that can go sell out 300 tickets, 400 tickets, 500 tickets. They may only have 50,000 followers.
True.
But that's real.
Core
Yeah.
community. Yeah,
That's
real,
real.
community. Yeah.
Whereas you have people on IG and Instagram that have 2 million followers, but there's no way they could sell
No.
a fraction of those tickets.
Yeah.
Because they're just constant.
They're like a trend, those people. That's why.
Yeah,
It's like a trend. Like Bobbi. Like Bobbi's like a trend. She was popping off for a couple weeks now. I haven't heard of her for a minute now.
Also Netflix. Look at Netflix, how the editors picks, how they're
Of
picking what's
course.
on your program.
Netflix is sold as a sellout though. They sold out a long time ago.
The programming on Netflix, the programming on television, the programming in your cinema, the programming on your FYP, it's all the same at this point.
Exactly.
Back in the 90s, if I wanted to be an actor in Hollywood, I had to go to a casting director,
Yes.
right? For a movie or a television
Yeah.
show, right?
Yeah.
In the 20s, in 2023, it's not a casting director so much as it is a content moderator.
Yes.
Yes.
Same thing.
True.
But it's just
The
nerds
platform.
behind a fucking computer.
Even back then it was nerds, but
Yeah.
it's just the platforms changed.
Yeah, I'm
The tech-
saying now it's like nerds behind a fucking computer in this big, beautiful New York loft office who are just like gay shit, trannies.
Yeah.
Fuck
No,
man.
I never see anyone blow up that's like that's not
No?
part of that whole world. That's not pushing like a liberal ideology of some sort, or they're just like
But I want to.
like Matt Rife, for example.
That's your guy, no?
I got some good stuff coming on.
Yo, but,
him, man.
he
It hasn't been.
He was
posted
another one.
yet.
He was another one that came. He was another one that came out of nowhere, kind of right. Obviously, the guy's good looking, this and that, whatever. We get the whole point. But then I go listen to his messaging, and I'm like, oh, it makes sense. This guy's blowing up. He's fucking talking about, you know,
Degenerate shit.
degenerate shit, and he's literally making guys look stupid too at the same time.
I feel like Matt Rife, you could look at 10 videos by Matt Rife, or let's say I did 10 videos, or we're both doing, let's say, a joke. Right?
Yeah.
We're just fucking around, playing
Yeah.
around. And my engagement is similar to his, but somehow he's getting 20 million views. He's just getting 5 million views like a baseline at this
Like
point.
just like
Yeah,
if he
it's
posts
crazy.
something,
Baseline.
yeah,
It's fucking
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Baseline. Like,
Yeah.
you got that minimum, bro.
Yeah.
Like me, my baseline would be 500, 5,000.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not even allowed to be on TikTok. So he's actually, so other people are allowed to post my content on TikTok. I'm not even allowed to be on TikTok. I still go viral on TikTok. I'm not allowed to have an
I
account.
see you. I see you all the time. It's just
Really?
different accounts. Yeah.
Well, I have a really small team of affiliates.
Cool.
But I don't have a big team because I know with comedy how easily I saw what happened to Tate, and I thought that was a big learning experience for me because I was like, wow, they can take shit you say and just turn it upside down. So I actually everybody that's on my team, I know them by first name fucking basis, bro.
Hell yeah.
Like I don't want, and I don't want a big. I'd
Yeah.
rather just slow and steady. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've seen how they can just straight up cancel
they'll
everything.
destroy you. Yeah.
You know, and it's fucked up but you know what's even more fucked up is that Matt Rife doesn't need to do anything. No. Right? Matt
Fucking
Rife.
Matt Rife.
Check this out. Matt Rife, one creator, Drew Follow, Your Rich BFF, that lawyer chick, Erica Feinberg,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
right? These women, Cody Sanchez. I'm not.
I love how you said Matt Rife. These women.
Yeah, Cody Sanchez. I'm not knocking these people. You know what I mean? Not too hard.
Yeah.
But
Not too hard. Yeah.
they basically got it on a very easy ride.
Yeah.
They can put up content that's not that popular. They're going to get millions of views. They're going to get the verification. They're never going to have to fear getting canceled. Every day I wake up ready that my accounts are all banned
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
suppressed permanently forever to the point where I never want to post again. I deal with that every fucking day, bro.
Fuck, man.
Every fucking day. I'm just waiting, because I've seen what happened at 800,000 on TikTok. I was gone. So the creators like Bobbi, they never have to worry about saying a fucking joke, bro.
No.
They never have to worry. They never have to worry about having an affiliate team. Their
Yeah.
affiliate team is TikTok staff.
Yeah. Appreciate
You
that.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Sick.
Appreciate that. Matt
Yeah.
Rife doesn't have to have 5, 10 people,
Paying
promote.
salaries, fucking.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I have a pretty good affiliate team.
Yeah.
And we have a pretty good educational product that we push. But that being said, I keep it small. I keep it really, 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 really small. Like tight grip.
Yeah.
I'm really selective about it. On purpose, by design.
Yeah.
And they're dealing directly with me, and I'm watching the edit, and I'm approving every single fucking edit.
Yeah. It's
With
a lot
exce-
of work, bro. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So I gotta make sure my clip has to be fucking good, or it's just constant shit, bro. Like Matt Rife doesn't have to deal with any of this.
No.
And then the fucking guy Matt Rife, this is the fucking thing that really just set me off. No, really.
Okay.
This motherfucker had the audacity to say He deals with cancel culture.
What?
Where?
He said that? We're gonna bring
in
it
the
up.
article, in the article, you can fact check me. In the
Yeah.
article, they were talking about the New York Times or Washington Post was talking about how he deals with cancel culture. Give me a fucking
Cancel
break,
for
bro.
what?
Yeah.
Him dealing with cancel culture.
So imagine
How
us.
about me?
Yeah.
I lost 800,000 followers, bro.
Yeah.
How about Tristan? Nice guy. Tristan, I'd never seen him post one nasty fucking video. He lost his whole account on Instagram.
For what?
Tristan Tate lost
Yeah.
it for what? It's
By
surreal.
affiliation at that point.
It's surreal, bro.
Yeah.
It's surreal. It's really some surreal shit when you think about it. Drew Afalo was bullying guy after guy after guy after guy after guy, celebrating when a guy would close his account. And she's the one that gets 8 million followers on TikTok, gets invited by Kadoozy, many people may look at him as a trans or a homosexual. He works as management at TikTok. He invites Drew Afalo, a big TikTok creator, to go speak at a TikTok event on the culture of TikTok.
Oh my God.
Now, this is prior to Vanessa Pappas, the former CEO and COO, stepping down after the TikTok hearing. So this
Yes,
is like
yeah.
TikTok 2021, 2022.
Early. Yeah.
You know, how hard they were going.
Yeah.
So I think that despite the fact that app didn't get banned, there's so much pressure on them now. And with Elon Musk buying Twitter, bro, deserved the fucking Nobel Peace Prize
Yeah.
because of how it's going to protect our free speech.
The timing of it too was amazing.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that as someone that has 10 million followers on Twitter, I barely get 500 fucking views on there.
Yeah.
But what he did was epic.
Yeah.
Because he made a balance. He made a balance with the social media companies. He put a pressure on the other social media companies that, hey, we can't just ban everybody or we're going to lose them.
Yep.
That being said, I also realized with my art, with my content, a lot of my content is educational, no doubt about it. I have over 20 years of business experience as an entrepreneur, did millions of dollars in business. I don't make money with Alpha King Nima. It's just, I do it for fun. I like it. It's a hobby. That being said, I'm not saying I won't one day make money doing it, but for now. That being said, the guys I realized that make money doing this sort of entertainment all sell tickets to events
Yeah.
before they start their own company doing X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
I will never get advertising. No advertiser, you know what I'm saying, would want to talk, you know,
we
do
know it too. We know
No,
the, we know the
that's
vibe.
us. We're the same
like,
way.
Like, why would an advertiser? Yeah, you guys completely
Same shit.
And I'm as a businessman, because I am a CEO of several years of business. I'm not saying I'm a businessman like one of these 22-year-old kids and I'm selling Vicodin. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, you know what I mean? Like some hair loss medication or some shit. I'm a CEO, motherfucker. You sell hair loss medication, or the guy can't get a boner. You know what I mean? What's that shit called? You sell the pill?
Viagra.
Viagra. Guy
Cialis,
sells Viagra. I'm a CEO, motherfucker. You gave Viagra to my friend in the locker room.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Everyone's a fucking CEO.
Yeah, you know. So
So you have that experience to bring to the table.
so it's just like, as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, I've created over 60 jobs. I can see how an advertiser is not going to want to put an ad, Procter and Gamble, about their cupcakes next to me talking about wet pussy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They're not.
No.
You know, and that. So I realized that. So I said, okay, you know what? When I was in LA recently, I got approached by an agent at one of the powerhouse agencies there, and he was like, "Why don't you do an event? Why don't you do a tour?" And that's when it clicked to me, where I was like, "Okay, well, this guy," because I didn't think anybody would approach me like that. He did, and I was like, "All right, let's try this out, do a first event, see how it goes. Maybe it goes great, maybe it doesn't."
So
We'll
there's the
see.
first one coming up in November.
Yeah, but I feel like I can do it.
I think you could do it too.
Thanks, man.
We've spoken
Thanks, man.
about this as well because we're on a smaller scale than you, but bro, we couldn't get an advertising deal if our life depended on it because of the shit that we talk about. But
we won't stop.
we won't stop. Well, listen, we're also entrepreneurs as well. We run a marketing agency with 20 plus employees, so we had that before we started this platform. So whether we got money from advertisers or not, we didn't give a fuck. Our YouTube dollars are like you couldn't buy a bagel a day with the amount of money we make on YouTube.
Yep.
So, but the way that we also see it, and I'm curious your thoughts, is like there's got to be at some point these advertisers say, "Whoa!" Like the tide turns and they say, "Okay, Nima has 200,000 followers on Instagram. There's Matt Rife who has 5 million. I don't know,
50 million by then.
whatever he has.
He's going at 2 million a day.
But like you said, your 200,000, every single one of those people would purchase a product that you say trust me, this is a good product.
Yeah.
His 5 million, maybe he has 5,000 that would actually buy a product that he promotes. So when the fuck are advertisers going to learn and say, okay, maybe we don't love the messaging, but at the end of the day, like the deal makes way more sense with Nima than it does with Matt Rife. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, our belief is that that will happen one day or another.
Yeah.
When? I don't know. Could be 5 years, could be 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're unsure. So we're like, no, we're not going to change our messaging because our audience fucks with it. And it may be a smaller audience than the guy who talks about gay shit, but our audience is way more loyal. And when the time comes and if we ever try to monetize off them and give them a product or a service, they're there. Or maybe one day advertisers fucking wake up and say, hey, who cares if we don't like the content necessarily? They can sell.
Yeah, you nailed it, man. Like, look at that Bud Light. You're starting to see the public
Yes,
backlash,
exactly.
right? You see what happened with Bud Light. Like, so I'm working on my book. My book's almost done. Cool. And the publisher, very well-known publisher, you know, this publisher and I were discussing our deal structure. Pretty sure we're going to come to an agreement. But this person happens to support free speech.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
And he's very...
So you need.
Yeah, it's a very big name and very monster big name. Like the number one big
Like
name.
that, you would
in
be
the space.
surprised that they support it, kind of thing.
I think people will be amazed when they see how big this name is. You know?
Yeah.
Cool.
But as low key has been supporting my content. The team has been supporting my content low key. But this person supports free speech because I realized Disney, Netflix, Hulu, they would never support me.
No.
You know, talking the way I talk. They would never. I got to the point where I stopped even believing it could happen. And I realized the only way it will happen is the Chappelle model of, and I'm not saying exactly Chappelle's model, but you just go straight to the consumer.
In person, yeah.
You have to.
You go straight to the consumer, man.
Yeah.
You know, and you do your own product or company. I'm not surprised, you guys. I thought to myself, instinctively, you two were entrepreneurs. When I met you,
Yeah.
I just instinctively, I was like, these two they doing this for fun. They're entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I can because I've done this enough now to feel it.
Yeah.
You know, to feel entrepreneur can feel another entrepreneur.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so we're doing the same thing.
Yes.
It's like, you know, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun actually doing this stuff. You know, for me, you know, lending money to people who buy, fix, and flip homes in the United States, you can make 10, 12% return on capital in 12 months. Lending to professional investors. I put my own equity into these deals, my own debt.
Cool.
You know, I'm a principal. I'm not a broker. And, you know, if you lend out a certain amount of XYZ money, you can still make a 7, 8 figure, comfortable 7, 8 figure a year income.
Yeah.
But it's not really like, I want more.
It's not like
Yeah.
a
You know what I
passion.
mean? Yeah.
I want more.
You love the money, but you don't love it.
Yeah, I love finance money.
Yeah.
And I'll always love finance money. I think finance money is superior to social media money, but I enjoy social media.
Yeah.
I enjoy the content creation part of it. You
course.
know, just like you two.
It's like we said, those messages you're getting on the back end are
Yeah.
the ones that are like, okay, that's why I'm doing it.
Also, guys like us, now it makes more sense to me after you said you guys have the marketing agency, is because we're not as dependent on social media. Like, for example, if I get canceled, I would probably just embrace it.
Yeah.
And I'd go back to living a quiet life as a finance executive, as an entrepreneur, and I would really embrace it.
Bro, we've
Yeah.
been trying. We're literally like, please, can somebody fucking cancel us at this point? Bro?
Wish for it.
No, listen, it's gonna come.
yeah.
I'm sure at some point. But yeah, no, we're not dependent on this, and I think that's why we don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, again, we know if we literally just dialed back and said less of what we say or removed it completely, oh, buddy, we'd have fucking deals left, right, and center. You know?
But then we'd sell out.
But I don't even
can't-
think you guys go. See, that's the crazy thing is I don't think you guys go that hard. I don't go that
We
hard.
don't. We don't.
I actually
we don't
don't
even
go that hard.
I think
know
your
what I mean?
stuff is just also there's the comedic aspect to it.
Yeah, there's satire to it.
There's like a mysterious aspect to your content where you're like, is this guy being completely serious or is this like full sarcasm right now?
Yeah.
Because you're a comedian as well, you do get that more, you know, people give you a little bit more leeway Where
Yeah.
we are not comedians. We could be funny, but people
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
us as comedians, right? We're just podcast hosts. So
You're very serious. Yeah,
I think when we're making a joke though about something, people still take it serious.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like, why
Problem.
would they joke? They're not funny. Why are they joking around?
That's our problem. We try to throw like jokes in there about politics, ideologies, whatever, and people like take it as like, oh, these guys are so serious.
Yeah.
Because we try to be a little more serious in our podcast.
And our
sometimes.
content is like there's like a variation of our content. The kind of conversations we have are so different every podcast, right? Where when we do finally say something, it's not like we're expecting us to even talk about it or joke about it. So they're like, oh, they're being serious for sure.
but it's good. It makes sense though. I mean,
we used to go harder. We used to go way harder, I think.
Well, yeah, we went crazy.
In terms of, like,
we went
speaking
crazy
out.
during the pandemic when like Canada was like on a crazy lockdown. That's actually when we kind of built a little bit of an audience because people were like, who are these like two assholes that are just saying this crazy shit online? Like, you know, and they just don't give a fuck, you know? And so that's when we built the base. But I quickly want to go back to that. I want to close up that point of what you were saying.
Yeah.
Matt Rife doesn't have to worry 3 trillion views on YouTube or wherever in comparison to you. Where I think that the everyday social media user who's just there to browse and scroll doesn't believe that that's real. Okay, because we've made similar points and we've had people DM us, comment, no, it's just because your content sucks, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, my content doesn't fucking suck because I'm the one on the back end getting hundreds of DMs being like, holy fuck. Like, there's a comment, and then if someone goes as far as to DM you, you're like, okay, I made some noise. Like this made a difference to some extent, right? In this person's life. Now multiply that by 100 and now by 1,000 pieces of content. Your DMs are flooded, right?
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, this was a good piece of content. I know that. But the everyday user just doesn't believe that there's actually the machine on the back end just pushing certain content. It's the classic. Like if you put a broad who's fucking half naked where just her nipples are like barely
You can
speaking
even
through.
see them. You can even show them.
At this point, you can. It's like, it's guaranteed. And it's not just because, there's a bunch of horny dudes online. Yeah, that's a part of it. But it's also because that's what gets pushed. The machine pushes that. But people are so reluctant. The everyday social media user is reluctant to believe that that's true.
Facts, man. Yeah, speaking of, so you had that happen where you showing a girl's tits?
I mean, well, it's just like, it's.
What happened?
No. Like I'm just saying, like we've seen the difference in content. Because again, now we run a marketing agency. We work with brands across the board, like in every industry,
Even influencers and personalities.
and influencers
yeah.
and personalities. So we can see it. We can see what content gets pushed harder. And even if there's a piece of content from a certain type of company that we put 10 times more money into the production and editing and so much more time into strategy and thinking about it, and then on the flip side, it's just a naked broad, and you know what I mean? Like a bikini company with some titties showing, and it's like the content was just off an iPhone 2 seconds, and that thing performed 100 times better than this super high quality production, real valuable piece of content, right? So we see it, and then we see it with ourselves. And I just wanted to kind of close up that point to say like, no, it is real. And to the everyday user who just scrolls on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, that's a real thing. And we're battling it. So with that being said, though, to build a following to the size that you have with the type of content you put out, that tells me like, holy fuck, you're really good at what you do.
Thanks, man.
You
Thanks,
know?
man. I'm very lucky that Instagram kept me as long as they kept me, man. Because TikTok kicked me off.
Yeah.
So if
You know,
Instagram-
YouTube kept me.
I
you
think
know?
Instagram's gonna balance out, and like TikTok's like an extreme. I think.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
will balance
At least
out
I
because
mean,
they can't just go around canceling everyone that has a following. At the end of the day, like
YouTube's I think YouTube and Instagram are way better than TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok's on a whole other level.
Whole nother
They're literally
level,
like
bro.
controlling
Yeah.
that thing minute by
Oh.
minute, bro. Like there's one person in China just for your profile,
Yeah.
just for your algorithm. Oh, Nima's back on, throw him this. Nima's back on, throw him this. Right?
Yeah,
Like, that's
man.
how. Dude, I'm gonna start wearing a fucking bikini in all my pictures if this is what it takes.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what it takes. We're just gonna all sell out together.
Ernesta.
Ernesta.
Become a fucking tranny, dude.
What's up with the book though? Talk about the book.
The book.
What should we expect?
Well, I put a bunch of so the publisher deal that's not finalized yet. That's looking very good though. But it's basically examples of things that of Alpha King Nima with the rules and the lessons.
Cool. So you're gonna have all the rules in it.
Not all of them.
Okay.
That would be too big
I
of a
was gonna
book.
say, like your own Bible now.
No. I think it's going to be several versions. Yeah,
Sick.
because this first version already is like it's actually not that many rules, you know,
Okay.
that fill up a book, because there's
Yeah.
so many. You know, when I think about how many rules there are now, you know what I mean?
I mean, you dropped like maybe 2 or 3 this episode, right?
yeah.
Are you just making them up as we go now?
I like to see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I used to, you know, I like to see how it goes, man. I like to see how it goes.
What do you
I did something with Ty Lopez, man. And,
I saw that.
Yeah.
But you know what fucked up about that, man, was that, like, I was so flattered that Ty Lopez was like, yo, let's do a pod up. I'm like, all right, let's do a pod up. I'm showing off a little bit because I was so starstruck.
Of course.
You know? And then when he did that, then he was like, say a joke or like say Alpha King rule.
Oh,
he
like-
put me right on the spot, and I'm like, bro, I can't fucking do
It's
it
a
like
natural
that.
thing.
Yeah. It doesn't roll like that. Yeah.
It's like, you know.
It's the classic comedic thing, though. Like you meet a comedian. Oh, tell me a joke.
Yeah,
What are those?
man. Yeah, like it's
not
like
like that.
It's impossible at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you want people to like get? Like, let's say I read your book. What do you want me to get from it? What do you want me to take from it?
So there's good situations.
Yeah.
There are good situations of self-improvement. Actually, a deep analysis of the lessons, the rule.
Cool.
Because really behind every Alpha King Nima rule, there really is like a lesson there. So, you know, the
You
lesson,
got to read between the lines, but it's there.
yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like I had a teacher once in high school, in elementary school, and he had a unique way of teaching that worked for him.
Mm-hmm.
It was a unique way that worked for him, and I loved how he did it. And I think in a way, that guy's name was Mr. Brady. I think he might have passed away, but he was really good at teaching math in a way that I loved. I was looking forward to it. So for me, it's a way that I like to teach what I want to teach.
Yeah.
In a way that I like.
Yes.
You know, because I feel like it's important that you do things your own way.
True.
If you copy what I do, it's not going to work for you as well, because my whole system is based on me.
Yep.
What I like, what I don't like, what I'm good at,
Mm-hmm.
what I suck at,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
You know,
It's unique to you.
it's unique. My whole system of how to create content, for example, is completely unique to me.
Yeah.
It's like my shoe size and my suit size and my pant size and my shirt size, my underwear size. Everything's custom.
Yeah.
You know, personalized to me.
Yeah, the way you create content is very different.
Yeah,
I
there's
haven't
there's
seen
one.
anybody do
Thanks,
it
man.
similar,
no one.
which is like, again, in the world that we're in today, it's very hard. And segueing from that, I'm curious, like, what do you think of the creators today? Because I've seen you come on some live streams with like Zherka and all
yeah,
these
yeah.
guys.
Good fresh and fit, right?
Yeah.
Good fresh and fit as well.
What are your thoughts on these guys? What are your thoughts on let's say the average, I guess you'd call them red pill creators?
Yeah.
Red
Yeah.
pill YouTubers,
Right,
streamers.
yeah, creators, whatever. What are your thoughts on guys like Zherka or the fresh and fit guys? What do you think?
You know, I think Zherka's a good kid that admires me, really. I mean, I think that he says a lot of things about me. I think he admires me as an older man. And I hope him well. I wish him sobriety. You know, we've collab.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
the number one thing.
Him and I have
We gotta
collab-
wish him right now.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
Sobriety.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad saying much against him, you know, because I know he, you know, I've talked to him, I've collaborated with him more than once, and he's a nice kid. I think at heart he's a nice kid.
Yeah.
But I wish him sobriety. In regards to Myron was the first guy that ever gave me a podcast booking,
sure.
you know?
Sick.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. So, like, even though I don't agree with a lot of things Myron does, I don't. And I don't watch his show much, but I do like him as a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect him as a human being. I like him as a human being, despite the fact I think a lot of those shows are sort of dorky. Those red pill shows are sort of dorky, I think, personally.
Yeah.
But I like Myron, and I think he's a good person.
Yeah. I think Myron's
Individually.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I respect him too because I don't think he's faking anything on camera.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I don't.
As soon as he gets off that mic, he's the same guy. Which Zherka, you know, there's times where I feel like he's playing a character.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, because there's been streams where he's not acting the same and he's kind of just chill, and there's been pods where he's kind of just chill too, right? But then he goes on his stream and he's like, "I'm on cocaine," like you know. So
yeah.
I don't know so much if I agree with people playing characters, because even you, for example, you're the same person on camera, off camera,
Thanks, man.
right? I think that's important. But yeah, like going on your point, even with that, I think a lot of people are they're just selling themselves out like very quickly to grow very fast.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like we're very slow build. Where
Yeah.
our kind of
Thrills.
content, yes, our kind of content takes years to build a following, and it takes years to kind of really show people you're being genuine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man.
So, but I think what's happening, people will see a Zherka and be like, wow, this guy just grew 100K in 1 week on YouTube. I'm just going to fucking start snapping and doing drugs. Right? Where
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, that's not good.
I just met these kids. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't meet. I just meet them. I've known them.
Yeah.
That are 32 million subscribers.
Wow.
On YouTube, Marcus and Lucas. And I just on the one page over
Yeah.
32 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And I was just at their home. We just did a podcast this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? They managed to avoid all that silliness, all that drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good kids.
Yeah.
No problem at all. And that was good for me to see that, like, you don't need to be hateful. You don't need to be involved with the silliness, the
Yeah.
drama.
Yeah.
Just stay in your own lane
Yes.
and keep going. And I think I want to get better at just staying in my own lane. And I think you guys do that too.
Yeah.
Just stay in your own lane and create your best product
Of
Yeah.
course.
and put it out there. And then if people like it, people like it. People don't like it, they don't like it, fine. But, like, just stay in your own lane, create your best product, and just keep moving forward.
Yeah, and I think even as creators, when you're being genuine, I feel like it's easier to adapt and change your messaging if need be, right?
Yeah.
Like if me and him wanna kind of talk about something a little bit else or a different topic, people will still know that we're being genuine about it. Where, for example, I'm gonna use Zherka again, but there's many people like Zherka.
Yeah.
If he wanted to change tone,
How?
how?
Yeah, he can't.
You can't even do it.
Zherka's a big guy, you know?
Right?
Yeah, he's an even bigger guy than me.
He's physically
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
massive, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
but his content is super this way right now, right? Super character focused. He's snapping, he's viral clips, talking shit, going crazy. If he wanted to say, you know what, I'm feeling more about, you know, mindset and now I'm gonna start a business. For him to adapt at that point will be very difficult because his audience is used to that.
Yeah.
But this
His
is
audience doesn't want him to give educational advice. They
Yeah,
want him
yeah.
yelling at a girl.
But this is
Yeah.
where. But this
Right?
is
Where it's
where.
like, how do you change lanes from there?
Facts.
But even
Yeah.
even to that point, you can even use now, let's say Bobbi Althoff or anything like that. Like, and we spoke about this, but I'm curious your opinion. Like, when I think about podcasting and I think about live streaming, those two specifically, I think authentic. Like,
Yeah.
I think the whole reason podcasts blew up in the first place was because you were putting mics in front of people who never had an opportunity to just give their real thoughts, their real opinions. And that's everything from celebrities to educators, and everything in between. Whereas now you're seeing this rise of guys like Zherka, guys like, or girls like Bobbi, where it's like they're actually just playing a character for the camera.
Sneako's doing the
Sneeko.
same, yeah.
So now you're like, now all of a sudden you're like, well, this isn't podcasting anymore. This is a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, this is like Netflix to me. Because
Which
this guy turns the camera on and he's a different person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're kind of losing the beauty of podcasting.
You're back
at that
back
point.
to like
You're
back to CNN.
you're back to like now it's like just Netflix
Yeah.
has inserted themselves into the podcasting game or into the thing, right? I think Bobbi was a perfect example of that, where second, third episode she has Drake and all these massive people and whatever, and you're like, bro, like, and she's going in there and she's just playing a fucking character, because then she does another interview off her own podcast where she's like just this normal person. She's not as awkward as she is on camera and stuff, and you're going, well, now podcasting has been sold out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sold to the devil because it's fucking fake,
Yeah.
right?
Man, you nailed it.
Well, Dave
I
Portnoy,
learned something.
when Barstool had
Bro.
Bobby, when Barstool had Bobby, Dave actually said at the beginning of the pod, he's like, "Which Bobby are we getting today?"
Which is fucked up.
Which
Like,
is
that's
like-
fucked up. That
I could never do
destroys-
that. Like just change up
Yeah.
based on like, oh, the camera's here. Now I'm a different person. Now the camera's not here. I'm gonna go back to normal.
That's mind blowing to how you say that the corporate commercialization of the podcast
Yes.
to completely take this and completely slaughter it.
Let's
and
say
then take
script it
over.
up. Let's talk only about this. Let's go talk about this. Let's cut it up. Let's
Yeah,
cut it
well,
up so
we're
that
gonna
moment's
give
out of
you
it.
we're gonna give you all the best people, all the biggest things, and then it's like, so Bobby got like corporate backing from WM.
I think CAA or something
It's a
signed it.
massive one. It's a
Talent
massive
agency.
a
backing,
huge talent agency, whoever the fuck they were. She got that backing, and then, but then like on the flip side, we'll go back to him one more time, Zherka or even Aiden Ross or any of these guys. It's like, yeah, they didn't get the corporate backing or whatever from the beginning, but this is what they did. They said, hey, I know what I need to talk about and who I got to be in front of camera to get that backing
Yes.
one day, or get the social media algorithm to push me, again, corporate backing, right? So it's like, Yeah, you're just destroying podcasting in that sense. Like, let's just go back to Joe Rogan, where the guy talked about whatever the fuck he wanted to, says whatever he wants, puts whoever in front of him, whether they have a big following or not, and you're getting real conversations. Because I think that's what made podcasting so popular in the first place.
Definitely.
Was like people were like, hey, I'm lonely at home. I don't have friends. I don't have many friends. And I'm going to find podcasts that talk about things I like. And that makes me feel like I'm in the room with them. I'm sure you get the same thing with your content and the podcast you go on.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. It's weird.
But
like,
going back to it again, the fan base will never be loyal.
yeah, in the long run.
Until
in the
they
long
change.
Run.
Like
Yeah.
I'm saying, their fan base right now is loyal up until they have to adapt and change.
Correct.
That's
yeah.
man,
Right?
you're hitting
Yeah.
it. You're,
Which-
both of you
which is
guys are
that-
nailing this.
That's what
man.
it is. So, like I said, these guys can't really change anyways. Once you see that working, now Zherka's like, oh shit, I have to go on this stream and act this way. I have
Well,
to.
you were saying he did blow
He did blow on stream.
on stream.
Yeah.
Come
Which
on,
is like,
bro.
that's kind of like
come
crazy,
on,
right? And again,
I
listen,
think-
I don't know any of these. Like personally, I don't know Zherka. I think what he's doing is I still respect it because he's grinding and he's just doing it a whole different way. I'm just comparing non-genuine creators to genuine creators right now.
Yeah, he's a big guy, so he can like just. He's about 2 inches taller than me, and he keeps. I challenged him to a boxing match.
Did you?
Repeatedly.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
Repeatedly, he didn't come. But then he'll say, "Oh, we're doing a street fight." He says the same thing.
What, does he want to bring a knife?
Yeah, yeah. I told him at that point, I'm like, "We'll just get the police involved."
Might as well just meet me in court.
Yeah,
We'll just
right.
get straight to the point here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to jail over a junkie.
Yeah.
You know, I'm married. I got a daughter.
Of course.
I'm 43, bro.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing is though, so he's a big guy. He's
Yeah.
you know going hard on people. I get it. Like he's using his size to do schoolyard
Of course.
physical threat
Yes.
bullies.
Yes. And own a room or own a table. Yeah.
It's like okay, you do that, and then no one's gonna want to work with you, man.
well, because
I like someone like me. Okay, I challenge you to box match. You don't want to do. I've gone to the point of sending him DMs of where are you at night in Miami? Where are you? Just quietly. Then he goes and he leaks the DM of me asking him where his address is. You know, so like.
yeah, because he's not being real. It's all for the
Yeah,
clout.
yeah, exactly. Then I pull up somewhere. Long story short, then they make fun of me for coming with a whole crew. You know, anyway, long story short, they were just friends of my teddy bears.
Yeah.
They were nobody's, you know. But the thing is that Zherka, for example, can talk really bad about people. That's cool if that's his way of doing it.
Yeah.
And if he wants to use his size to threaten guys that are smaller, then you can't be mad if those smaller guys don't want to work with him, right?
Facts.
You know, I played football when I was in school,
Yeah.
and the weight room was this like size competition. A lot of the guys used to make fun of me because I'm like tall, but I'm very, skinny.
Yeah.
And they're lucky it wasn't a dick size competition. You know? No, really. You know, I had this one big motherfucker, Rex. He used to pick on me in particular a lot. No, I'm serious. So I asked the coach, I was like, yo, can you pair me up with Rex? I want to be as big as him. And he did. And then once we were doing, the bench press machine, I said to Rex, I said, hey, man, do your max. And then right when he needed a spot, I walked a few steps back and I went to the restroom. and then Rex was able to get the weight off him without injury. But for the next entire week, everyone forgot stop making fun of me about being skinny. And everyone could talk about how that faggot Rex was too weak to lift the weight off of him.
Yeah.
That's actually Alpha King rule number 2, which states, part 2, which states that life is like the gym. It's not that the weights become easier to lift. You just become strong enough to lift them off you.
That's number 2, eh?
Part 2.
Part 2. Okay.
Part 2.
2B.
Even some lessons have several
Those
parts.
2.2.
Yeah, there can be 2.2.
Okay,
Yeah, you get
okay.
it.
I
In German,
understand.
they say genau. I think sometimes in German, genau. Exactly, precisely.
I literally, I thought you said you were gonna spot him with your dick. That's what I thought that was coming next.
No,
Just to
man.
show him who's the fucking man. You know?
They were lucky though we didn't do a dick measuring contest. You know what I mean? Really,
They would have been fucked, eh?
Yeah, man. But even there, you've got a real life example of in life. Life's going to be hard no matter how old you are, but you having a capability to adjust.
Yeah.
To being able to overcome those obstacles. I'll tell
Yes.
you something, man. When you're I talked to So I'm really big on longevity. I know it's becoming more and more like a trend among people that are high income in the United States
Yep.
and are well educated. But I think a lot of it is that, people that are already successful in their 40s, 50s, 60s, midlife. This is ahead of you guys by like 10, 15 years. But the next chapter of where you're going as men, on a serious note, and it's, okay, you got married, you got kids. You're already successful. Like, you're comfortable. You're going on your holidays.
Yeah.
You're good, man. You got a team of people that work with you. You're happy. You got your friends. You got your parents. Like, you're there. Then maybe you get a health scare, like I did with my bladder. And at that point, it's like, wait a minute. You're no longer 26. You're no longer 30. You're in your 40s or 50s or 60s. And you're like, wait a minute. I better start taking care of what I'm eating, because I may fuck around and get a heart attack. Or I may get a stroke, or I may get diabetes or something, And so now I'm way more cautious about not just exercise is great. Exercise is like a powerful thing that's very popular on social media, and it should be good.
Yeah.
Eating right, important. It's good. Stress management, I think, should be promoted more. And also staying away from sugar, which is being promoted, I think, enough. But what's not being promoted enough, which I think should be promoted more, is checkups. And not just Medicare, not just healthcare in the reactive sense. Not healthcare in the reactive sense, because traditional healthcare today is what? Okay, you went to the bathroom, and when you shitted, blood came out. Now you go to the doctor. A clinician draws your blood, and then they're doing it to design a hypothesis of what's wrong with you.
Yes.
Okay? That's reactive healthcare.
Yeah.
Then you have preventative healthcare. Whole nother approach,
Yes.
right? Where it's like, I'm going to find out what's wrong with you early. For example, your biomarkers. A biomarker, for some people that ask me, like, what's a biomarker? I'm big on knowing the biomarkers. And the reason why is because, I'll explain here. Biomarker is basically just short for a biological marker. So just think you have all these cells and organisms inside of your body, basic human anatomy. And inside of that cell or organism, a biomarker is basically like a measuring stick that's seeing the good and the bad that's going on inside of that organism or cell. And then once you get it tested, it's like there's red flags. Hey, your cholesterol is too high, or XYZ is bad. But now at 26, rather than knowing at 46 when you got a stroke and you almost died. Or you did die.
Facts.
Or you did die. Yeah.
Or you did die.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Point
that's
blank
it.
died.
Yeah.
Right? So imagine if you have an understanding of, okay, how's my prostate, as a man, how's my prostate working? How's my kidneys working? How's my liver working? How's my heart? What's my metabolic condition? What are the critical nutrients? How's my hormone balance? How's all that stuff working out? And then what can I do to improve it? And not only, so the blood test that you get, a doctor may just say, Ernesto, you're fine.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm fine because I didn't drop dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or someone's not feeling their best. They're sick. They're tired. Or they lack sexual energy. Or they lack an ability to focus. They're not feeling their best. They're not feeling what we're designed to feel for peak performance. That's why I actually, this is the only plug that it's a 2-second plug. In October, I've also started a little coaching program for mostly for older men that are already executives. They're good with their career. They want to reach a higher level of performance, but they also have an interest in functional, learning how to take a functional approach towards longevity research to become healthier, so they can live longer for their family and their wives and their kids and their family, but also be successful in their career and to think more creatively.
Cool.
That being said, back to this, why it's important for everyone to get tested. So imagine in America, you're getting an annual physical once a year, which tests about, let's say, 8 biomarkers.
Okay.
But imagine if you get your 40 biomarkers tested every quarter. Now you're getting a much better indication of what's going on. Then you have MRI technology that's coming out laced with artificial intelligence, which is incredible because of the sensitivity and the specificity of these scans, which is getting thousands of images. So you go inside of a for example, Prenova or Ezra. These are just two companies that are providing it. I'm not getting a commission on either of these two companies as of today. Maybe one day.
They should, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think, you know? Yeah. And you go in at MRI scan, and they can look at about 500 cancers. Now, did you know that most of the most common cancers, like the 8 most common cancers, if you can catch that early, you have about a 10-year survival rate of 90%.
Nice.
So the idea of early detection, I think, is going to transform healthcare, because now we're at a point where people are just like, people are getting cancers and these chronic conditions so early in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Like, people are getting these
Earlier and earlier.
compared to like my grandmother, who lived till 91.
Yep.
But she was eating better.
It's the food, bro.
Yeah, but it's also what's in the food.
I think it's a lot to do with the food.
I do
man.
too.
The processed food, bro.
I do too.
and the water.
And
What
the
fuck
water.
they put in your water.
Yo, when
bro.
I seen the water, I saw a video about the water here in Canada, and like tap water or some shit,
Yeah,
and it
the-
was gross, dude.
Well-
it was like, bro, what are you guys
But
doing?
but the things you're talking about are like, that's like, I guess also what they call like biohacking.
Yeah.
Stuff like
yeah.
that.
I love it.
Yeah, biohacking. Yeah, I agree with you. I think we've been living in a time where it's reactive healthcare. Oh, I have an issue. Let me go find out what it is.
or you're already dead.
Or you're dead.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, hey, why don't I just stay consistent with it, keep up, and like learn what's good for me? Because we had another guy on here, Kashif. He's a fucking genius.
Yeah, he's a genius.
He calls himself the DNA doctor. That's his brand. And he has a thing where he tests your
You'd
DNA.
like him. You'd fuck
Yeah,
with
you'd
him.
love him. We
Yeah.
should connect you guys. He's
Yeah.
actually here. The
Sounds
DNA
interesting.
doctor.
Yeah, sounds
And they basically with I think it's a spit it, you spit in the
Yeah,
tube, whatever.
yeah.
They test your DNA, and he's saying how a lot of the issues that you are gonna have in the future can already be detected in your DNA. And he's like, that's something that like no traditional doctor even checks. So he's like, oh, why are you sleeping poorly? Why are you like this? Why are you like that? He's like, through your DNA, I can tell you everything.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, think about it. Your DNA is your genetic makeup, like specific to you as a person. So he's like, if we can read DNA, I know exactly who you are and how you operate and how to help you operate at the highest level, right? You need to eat only these types of foods. You need to sleep these hours, this many hours, blah, blah, blah. You can't have this before. You know, it's very specific stuff. And yeah, I definitely do see that becoming, is going to be at the forefront of healthcare. Hopefully one day. I just wonder if Big Pharma is going to allow that or not.
Put it like
Or they'll
this.
find their way, I don't know, into it.
People keep saying this. People keep saying to me like, "Oh, these big industries are not going to allow." And I've thought this. The big, let me rephrase that. People say to me, "Big Pharma, these big industries are not going to allow functional medicine, these longevity biotech companies to flourish, because if they cure the problem, then they lose a customer.
Correct.
Patient loss, customer
Yeah.
loss, right?" But look at the founder of Ezra, for example. He is coming up with this technology now. He's improving it for a funnel. They're already backed by like the chairman of Google, Eric Schmidt.
Okay.
And they have pretty good backers of both Ezra and Prenova. But Kim Kardashian, for example, lost her dad when she was younger. I know of all the crazy things Kim Kardashian has done, what I respect about her the most is her willingness to go get tested with Prenova so she can be alive and there for her kid. You know, she lost her dad. She lost her dad, who was a famous lawyer in the United States. He was a lawyer.
Yep.
O.J. Simpson case.
Yep.
She lost him. So I thought to myself, how great is that she's going to go get tested. She got tested with Prenova. Now, check this out. This is going to become more and more popular. For example, Prenova, $2,500, you can get 500 cancers. Check. Ezra, I think for your wife and you, it's like $3,500. You both get checked. Now, imagine if that becomes standard care, like a colonoscopy or a mammogram. Why did it take maybe 60, 70, 80 years to make a mammogram standard practice for women? Imagine if your mother had breast cancer. I don't know. I hope your mother's never did they?
No.
My mother had breast cancer, and she survived over 5 years. Thankfully, she got tested.
Yeah.
Because if she didn't get tested, I don't know if she'd be here to be a grandma.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I know somebody else that found out he had cancer in the pancreas, and guess what? They got it early.
Because pancreatic cancer will kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a guaranteed death
But
at a certain point.
But if you catch pancreas, well, that's the amazing thing about a company like Prenova, for example. If you can catch pancreatic cancer early,
Yeah, you're good.
0 to 1, way better
Yeah.
then you catch it once you're really down. You know what I'm
beyond,
saying?
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
catch it in the later stage.
So you think
know?
just because they have big backers that they'll eventually get to a point where this may become standard practice, or at least more mainstream?
Yeah.
I told the founder of Ezra, I don't, and I'm not getting paid to say this, that he's going to save many lives. And you know what's crazy? If you go on Twitter, you guys should interview him. If you go on Twitter, I'm not gonna tell you what you should do. That's wrong. I hate I hate to be the older guy that
we
tells
trust
younger
your
No, I
judgment.
love
We
that.
trust
I
your
know, yeah,
judgment.
please.
No, I know. No, but
anybody you think we should interview, let us know.
Yeah.
We will do it.
No, I know, but just from a personal standpoint, as
Yeah.
a man, I hate telling younger men. I don't hate a lot of things, but I hate this about myself.
Well, we
If I-
respect
if I-
our elders, bro.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks, man. Mediterranean culture, you know.
Yeah, facts.
Maybe, yeah, you know, it's. I don't. Yeah, you know, it's a good idea, I think,
Yeah.
because his technology is really amazing, and the people that are backing him.
Okay, bro, you
are
connect
amazing.
us, we'll do it. Put it like that.
I'll tell him. You
Yeah.
know, next time he's in Toronto. Toronto has a lot of good innovation, man.
Well,
A lot
we'll
of
go to
good
him.
scientists.
We'll fly to him.
No problem.
I'll tell him.
Yeah.
I'll tell him. I mean, on Twitter, he only has like 1,800 followers. Here's a guy that's coming up with technology that can literally save millions of people's lives potentially.
Yeah.
And it's like we just write him off, and then we're listening to 22-year-old Jason. Yeah. We're listening to like 22-year-old Jason that works as an intern at Procter and Gamble talk about some shit. He has 200,000 followers.
Yeah.
This fucking guy has 200,000 followers. Then the founder of Ezra, who's coming up with technology.
Changing the world.
Yeah, 500 cancers.
Oh, bro, we'd love that.
1,800
You know,
fucking
connect us.
we
followers,
actually
bro.
love those types of guests even more.
Yeah.
When they're
Yeah,
like
you know?
low key and they're not low key.
Yeah, you know what I
You
mean?
know?
Yeah, because it's heavy stuff. It's scary.
Like, no, but people gotta know.
But it's scary for me to tell you to go get your blood tested, for me to get you
Yeah.
to go get your urine tested.
No, you just sound like my mom or my dad.
They say that? Yeah, that's smart. That's smart, man. Yeah, well, that's good, man.
Yeah.
You know, one more test that we're talking, this is my last one,
Yeah.
is to get your stool test, get your shit tested. Getting your shit tested is literally, as crazy as it sounds, getting your shit tested is one of the best things you can do on an annual basis. Get your
Wow.
shit tested because you find out what's going on with your gut.
Yeah.
You get a sample of your shit. They put that in a laboratory. I got one recently. I'm about to do one for my wife and me. We both
Yeah.
got it. My wife is like, you know, you love talk. You know, she's like, you know, you talk to me about your stool every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
You know, she's like, is this what being married is like? I talk to my wife. I'm like, my stool was good today, or
Yeah.
you know, or this one, you know, because I analyze my stool now, because I'm like, because stool is such a great indicator of what's going on with your gut microbiome, what's going on with your body.
Yeah.
You know, why not find out early? That doctor you were saying, the DNA doctor, how smart is that? Like,
Yeah.
Smart as
He's a genius.
yeah, think about it. Personalized care,
Yes.
personalized plan. Hey, chemotherapy might not work for this patient. Immunotherapy might work for this patient. This specific treatment might work better for this person, or this person has a heart condition.
Yeah.
How do we avoid them from heart disease? Is the number one killer.
Yeah,
So many people
literally.
are scared of
Yeah.
cancer. I remember I grew up being scared of AIDS. You know, now AIDS you can basically
whatever,
you
yeah.
can live. But when I grew up, I was scared. Like every time I get my AIDS test, HIV test, that am I gonna die?
Yeah.
You know, I'm lucky I made it to 43, but knock on wood, but because I was fucking raw a lot.
Yeah.
And I'd get tested, and after I got tested, I'd be like, all right, I'm never going raw again. And
Yeah.
like a
And
year
the
later, I
next
go
night-
raw.
Literally that night.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That same night.
No, you're right.
Not
the-
that bad, but you know what I mean. You know,
No, but you're
like-
right. Heart disease is the number one killer. Actually, my dad had 2 heart attacks
Oh, I'm
at
sorry
a
to
pretty
hear
young
that.
age. No, he's good. He's alive. He's living.
Oh, he's alive already.
my dad.
How long was it that he survived?
He he had his heart attacks early 40s, or early mid 40s, which was very young for somebody to have a heart attack too. And now he's almost turning 60. Next year he's 60.
What did he do?
In terms of what?
Like, how did he
did he get
survive?
that?
Yeah.
How did he survive? He had a heart attack, and he was having a heart attack, and I wasn't home, and it was almost in the middle of the night, and then it's crazy like how men are like, we don't need help. So
I'll
he's-
just die
So
here.
he's telling my mom,
I'm just such a man. I'll just die.
He's like, hey, my chest, and I threw up, and I'm having like this feeling, whatever. So I was like, it's crushing and whatever, and then my mom's like, okay, like let's go to the hospital. He's like, no, like I'll drive myself. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, call the ambulance. He's like, no, I'm not. He's having a heart attack. No, I'm not calling the ambulance. Okay, so she drives into the hospital. She drops him off at thing to go park the car at emergency. He walks in. She's like, I parked the car, came back. He's in the back of an ambulance. They're already taking him to another place. And they're like, yeah, your husband's having a heart attack. So he has one heart attack, whatever. They put a stent in him. So through his leg to clear the clogged artery so that it doesn't, again, get clogged. And then that's in the middle of the night. He wakes up, whatever. He had a successful surgery, whatever. Now, obviously, the whole family's there around him at the bed. You know, after the first stent was put in, we're all sitting there talking, whatever. And all of a sudden, he goes, call the nurse. I feel the exact same thing. Nurse comes in. She's like, yo, everybody get the fuck out of here. Boom. He's having a second heart attack, second stent put in. And so, yeah, that always fucked me up because I was like, shit, you can have a heart attack at that age. Now, don't get me wrong. My dad smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. We're Italian, so all we do is eat carbs. You know what I mean? Which didn't help. But still, doctors that I talked to today are like, hey, that's still not normal. Like, no matter what. A heart attack in your mid-40s.
You must have been going hard, though.
No, but still, like, it runs in the family. High cholesterol, it is what it is, right? Like, so.
What did he change his diet?
Yeah, well, he quit. Like, the doctor's pretty much like, hey, like, if you don't quit smoking, like, you're dead. So just that's the first thing. And then, yeah, you got to fix your diet. Which, like, still to this day, he can tell you. I don't know how it is for for you guys, but, like, Italians, like, they're just fucking hard-headed. Like, they just are going to do whatever the fuck they want.
Persians, too. My dad, first thing he tells me. Yeah, literally. My dad, first thing at the airport, he says in front of my wife, we're in the car, he's like, Nima, before you tell me your nutritional advice, yes, I'm going to eat like shit. And yes, I want to die.
Yes.
Like, is you manage expectations early. Like, just don't get on me.
Yeah. That's Italian parents. That's Italian dads, especially.
Well, so they look at it like, listen, I'm gonna live the life I want while I'm living, you know?
Yeah.
Which is fine. Is fine. I mean,
but there's extremes. There's extremes, you know?
But that's why I'm happy this longevity thing's coming into place. But just to that, yeah, the heart thing is big. I had like a recent like weird thing with my heart, a scare at least. I ended up being okay, but that made me really realize like, oh shit, you know what? I gotta like take this health shit more serious and like start investing in like whatever, $2,500 to do this test. What's $2,500 in the grant? I'm spending $2,500 on this stupid computer. Sorry, Dean.
Yeah. But he quit smoking.
He quit smoking right away.
And does he get medical checkups?
Yeah. Oh no. Now he's like checkups, ECGs, all these crazy
Exercise.
Exercise probably not as much as he
body
could
weight.
be.
Body weight.
When it way down.
He lost weight.
Yeah, a ton of weight.
So by eating healthier.
Yeah.
Generally.
Well,
how did he lose the weight?
Eating healthier generally. Could it be better? Of course.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then just a little bit of healthier choices. But yeah, that's
actually tough because usually when someone quits cigarettes, they gain weight.
Well, it got to a point where it's like, bro, the doctor literally said to him, like, if your cardiologist was like, if
was
you
he like,
do not
was
quit,
he heavier?
Yeah, my dad was a chunkier.
Oh, that's
he wasn't
jokes.
fat because he's just a small build in general, but he was. You could see it, like bigger face, whatever.
That was like me 3 years ago, no?
Yeah, the big, we'll throw those up. But
I want to see that picture.
bro, we'll show you our first. We'll show you our first few podcast episodes. You'll laugh.
I couldn't even breathe. Bro. I was talking to the mic like.
Because we were nightclub promoters.
Yeah, we were promoters
first.
For like
I was in New York.
That's
crazy.
Exactly. So we were nightclub promoters, and then we tried to like transition into marketers. So that was a hilarious transition because people were like, "Bro, you think we're gonna use your company to market? You guys were just smashing bottles on the weekend."
Some of the most successful guys I know in New York
come from nightlife.
Yeah.
Because you learn certain skills there.
Yeah.
People skills, and you also build a network, like a crazy network.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like, I mean, in New York, you meet a lot of billionaires. I'm sure there's quite a bit of billionaires here, but like, not necessarily the most successful guys I know, but a lot of let me rephrase that. A lot of the successful nightclub promoters in New York, now 10 years later, they've become successful entrepreneurs, man.
The key is, if you can transition out of the nightclub lifestyle, then you have a good chance of doing well. The problem that we've seen
because the money's good, everything's good. It's so hard to get out, right? Where we see guys that are in it for 10, 15 years and you know they want to get out. They just don't have another plan.
If you work in nightlife like the three of us did,
Yep.
you know, Toronto, New York, I feel like the best way to get out and stay out is it's like Muhammad Ali says, just get to bed early, like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Just don't go out.
Yeah.
Me and my friend the other night, you know, he's a successful guy, Iranian dude, Persian dude in D.C., multi-millionaire, great shape, can fuck women if he wants.
Yeah.
Him and I were like, man, and we're like, you know, we're successful. We know we're physically fit. We know we can get pussy. We were like, should we go out?
Yeah.
But we're both fathers and husbands, you know.
Yeah.
And this is recently, a few nights ago. And then we're like, nah. And he was like, we're just gonna go home.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go home.
Yeah.
So if you just go home,
Yeah.
You avoid it, bro. There's a saying, like, if you hang out at the barber shop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. You know, not that I know, I don't have any fucking hair, but I'm just saying, you know?
What I do the other night.
I was gonna say he did this the other night. We were here. We did live stream. No, what was it?
We were just
doing
chilling.
something.
We were just chilling.
With our boys, whatever, just chilling, just talking about life and shit. And then
It was like 11
this just like
o'clock.
opportunity comes up to like go out. And this guy was like, I'm going home. Like, didn't even question it. Got in the car, drove home. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably the best idea.
It really is.
Bro, but we're just going to go for 10 minutes. We're going to do half
That's
an
how
hour,
it goes. That's how
one
it
drink.
starts.
We're actually just going to walk. We're not even going to go in anywhere. I'm like, dude, I looked at all of them. I'm like, got in my car and I got the fuck out. You
But
know?
sometimes you gotta force yourself, like you said. Like for us, our situation was we had started this agency and we were using the promoting money to like
build the agency.
To build the agency. So we're paying the rent for this office and hiring people and just like literally funneling all the money from there to there. And we were like, how are we ever gonna stop doing that? And then
Pandemic.
this is the only reason I like the pandemic. Thank God it happened because all the nightclubs shut down in Toronto. And we had no choice. So it was basically like it was just God and the universe saying, go home.
Yeah,
Go
party's
home.
over, boys.
Yeah, party's over. Yeah, go home.
Literally.
It's 6 a.m., buddy. You're at the after party.
Yeah.
Go home, bro. Trust
Scary
me.
hours, bro.
You know?
So would you guys throw, like, in New York, like, I specialize in, like, fashion models.
Sick.
Cool.
Like, this is, like, all jokes aside, I
Yeah.
really did this. You know, I specialize in bringing, like, 5-10 models to the
Yeah.
nightclub.
Uh-huh.
Or a celebrity, and I would charge a fee.
True.
Now, not all of them were models. Maybe 5, 10, 15 of them weren't models.
Yeah.
But it was, like, bring, like, 10, 15 girls. And as many of them as models, I brought the more money I would basically make.
Yeah.
On a flat fee, and then I could get a percentage on bottle service sold. Is that how it is here?
Yeah.
So most
Or
of,
what was the system?
No,
like?
it's pretty similar.
For us, we were
Pretty
just
similar.
volume. We were like more volume based. So how many people we could bring to one club? Obviously, they were all in our network and they fit the bill for that audience of that club, whatever it might be. But
Yeah.
we were more so like flat rate. You get a flat rate, show up, bring as many people as you can.
Get a bunch of free
Get
shit.
a free bottle, get unlimited bottle. I mean,
Table service.
We had it
Table
on
service, yeah.
lock, bro. We had it on lock.
Yeah,
but-
well, because it got to a point where we were, like, I don't want to say, we were like kind of one of like
just
some of
say
the
it,
guys.
bro.
We were
Say
some
it,
of the
bro.
guys, you know, like those guys you wanted to
say
go
what
out
you
with,
gotta
wanted to
say,
go out with
bro.
us. And so then we had the leverage. So then it used to be like, you know, per head, you get X amount of dollars per head. But then we just were like, hey, if you want us to show up to the club, it's X amount of dollars. And like whether we bring 10 people or 300 people, it's the same fee.
So I would imagine for you guys to be crushing it on social media, the nightlife people. How do they see each of them like local celebrities now? Really, right?
Yeah, I guess.
In the nightlife, like people.
Whenever it's funny now because then we took a crazy break. So pandemic hit, when we started this, we went harder with the agency and we went cold turkey. Stopped drinking, never went out. Like
Nice.
then it was almost like all of a sudden we were out every weekend and then you didn't see us anymore. Now people are like, what the fuck? And then we come out with this podcast. So for about 3 years, no one saw us. We were just like these like mysterious figures that like you could only see on social media. And then we were traveling to the States a lot, Miami, LA, New York. And then more recently, we're like, yo, let's just go see what's going on. It's King Street here. Let's go see what's going on in King Street just to just see what's up. See like what happened to this place. And then now it's been like, yo, MBH podcast, yo, Money Buys Happiness. So it's cool like to see people recognizing us for something different now than like, oh, let's go, you know, get drunk and do drugs. That's a cool podcast. I love what you guys are doing. So it's a different look and feeling now, I guess, than when we go out. So it's been cool. It's been cool to see for sure.
I was telling Ernesto I wanted to go out one night.
Yeah,
here.
Thursday, no?
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
go
was-
Thursday
yeah, I was
first thing.
think- yeah, I was
You'll
thinking-
see it. You'll see people were like, yo, like you'll see people
Yeah.
come up to us and shit and
Just-
It's a
show
big
love.
city, but like when you're downtown, I don't know if New York's the same because it's so much bigger. But when you're downtown, it's one community. You know, like
Yeah.
everyone kind of knows each other in nightlife.
It's a big
like,
group of degenerates that all know each other. You know,
There we go. Right, but
so
Thursday should be jokes because we have a big club owner. I was telling you
Really?
coming on the live stream, so we're gonna fuck around with him.
Nice. Is it here?
Yeah,
yeah.
Live stream, yeah.
Right at
Yeah,
this
it's-
table,
it's-
baby.
yeah.
Right
Well,
at-
we're gonna
you're
do
be
live
sitting
stream
right
here.
there.
Yeah, there's some amazing memories. Just just me thinking about like the memories of like nightlife. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show you around. Show you what's
Thank
good.
you,
Take
man.
you to a couple
Thanks,
spots.
man. Thanks, man.
But,
you know, it's crazy just thinking about this stuff. I used to date a model in New York, and it's just like the stuff we're talking about, you know. So I used to date this model in New York, and she had a slim waist, big tits, fat ass, good woman.
Yeah.
And she used to make more money than me, so I would let her pay for everything, basically.
Right.
And I actually was living in her penthouse apartment in New York.
Nice.
And once I asked her we were in a public elevator, I said to her, could she suck me off? And she said, no. I said, bitch, if you don't suck me off, I'm going to freak out. And she said, if you don't relax, we're not going to go to your favorite steakhouse tonight. That's when I realized that bitch controlled me in the relationship.
Yep.
And I waited a few years until she helped me pay off my entire college debt. And then I left the bitch. And that's my final Alpha King rule, number 751, which states a man doesn't pay his tab. He's not controlled by the pussy. He controls the pussy because he pays the tab.
There you go. What I tell you, Dean?
Some memories, man.
Baby. We got that,
Bro, that's 751, bro.
Give him the last question. Give him the finale, bro. Give him
Yeah, that's
the
Toronto special, bro. Memory lane. We do a memory lane. You know, I'm sure you guys got memories. I got memories, bro.
We got some Alpha King rules too. We'll tell you off camera. But
Yeah.
before we go there, before we end this, we are the MBH podcast. Money buys happiness.
Yeah.
So I want to know: does Alpha King Nima believe money buys happiness?
Man, that's such a great question. And that's such a great question. Man, I really think that when money means nothing to you if you're sick in a hospital bed, bro. That's when
Facts.
you know, so if money can fix it, man, it's not really a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are a lot of rich men that admire the guy who works for $50,000 a year, but he gets to go home every day to his wife and kids and just be with them. You don't appreciate that until your dad understood that.
Mm-hmm.
When he was about 44 or 43, got a heart attack and almost died. Never see you again. And his wife. You have any brothers and sisters?
I have a sister, yeah,
I guarantee you he thought about both of you.
for sure.
Probably you motivated him without even saying one word. Maybe he would have been ready to go if he didn't have wife and kids.
True.
You know?
It's facts, yeah. It's
You know, there are a lot of guys that suffer with, really hard depression, man. Really hard depression. They are suicidal. And when they think about their wife and kids and the people that count on them, they keep pushing through because they know what they can do for them,
Yeah.
you know? So I think if money can fix your problem, man, it's really true, man. You realize that when, you said the situation with your heart, I guarantee you if you were in the hospital, or Nesto, how much money he makes, he can't just give you a brand new health. Maybe it's too late.
It's true.
True.
If you lose him, you can't just buy another friend.
Yeah.
But I can tell when you two are together, it's so brotherly. You're happy. You're happy right now creating art. You're happy doing this. You like doing this. You love doing this. I can see it. If you lost him, you can't just buy another guy like him.
I actually thought about this. So weird you say. I thought about this like maybe a few days ago, and I was like, it's kind of I don't want to say it's like a weird thought or kind of a scary thought, but I actually thought, I was like, if I ever lost this guy, I don't think I would ever do this again. I don't think I would do another episode.
My guy.
No, it's facts, bro.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like, that's it.
Yeah,
We built this together. Like, I swear to God, I thought that the other day, and I'm like, yeah, that's fucked up. That's how life works. And like, if you don't move with intention like that, and be grateful for like what you have, yeah, like what meaning does your life have? And like and you can't open up your world to get more. Like, you got to be grateful for what's around you, right? And I feel like, yeah, you do. That's something that me personally, I've been trying to think about more often, is be grateful for where you are. Because I tell this guy too, I'm like, yo, think about when we started this podcast. I'm like 3 years ago now. If we knew we'd be like, if Anthony and Ernesto 3 years ago knew where we were today, like, we'd be dreaming. Like, this would be like a dream, So it's like, when do we ever think like that? I'm sure it's the same thing with you in your life, right?
Yeah, I mean, you asked me, can money buy happiness? I remember one night, I stayed at a German hospital overnight. I had a small surgery, about 45 minutes, but it was required I stay in the German hospital overnight. Mm-hmm. They don't play around there. It's just like, they really go extra mile. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I could obviously go home that night, but they required me to stay there. Anyway, when I watched the nurse who might be making a fraction of the money that a wealthy person makes, but that nurse can walk around. Now that nurse may be thinking, I'm only making 2,000, 3,000 euro a month. But that nurse, when I'm looking at the nurse walk around, I'm thinking, wow, they can walk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a hospital bed and they can walk. How good, we see how good my money is now. It's worthless.
It's facts, bro.
You know, and then when
That's
you know what I mean? And then when I saw, bless you, and then when I saw, you know, then when I see my daughter and I see my wife come see me, I just think, wow, that's the closest I feel to God. When I see my daughter smile at me, it's the closest I feel to God. Really, it is. The closest I've ever felt to God is having my daughter. And when I see that little girl, I just think, I got to take care of myself, man. Mm-hmm. I don't drink anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't smoke. I don't do coke. I don't do weed. I don't do any of that shit. Mm-hmm. You know, I try to stay home. Well, I went out once in the last 3-4 months. One night in Miami, I went out. That was it in the last like 3-4 months. I used to be out 5-6 nights a week.
Yeah.
You know, for me now, when I go out, I also like the music. I don't need to drink at all. But I can just go out and just enjoy the music, the social interaction, just see, and I get ideas. And I just like to just take a break. Even if it's just once or twice a year. Yeah. You know, it's just something special. I like doing it, you know. Yeah. But I learned when I had my health scare and I stayed in the hospital. You know, when I look at the nurse and I see them walking, fuck, man, they're only making, let's say, 2,000, 3,000 euro a month after taxes. That's the richest motherfucker in the world to me.
Yeah. I'll do anything to be in their shoes in that moment.
I'll do anything. You talk to someone right now that got, you know, a heart disease there. Right now, there's someone in a hospital not too far from here, can't walk out of a bed. They have a tube in their stomach. They have a tube inside of their dick. They can't walk. Right now. Facts, yeah. Within walking distance of here, I'm sure there's a hospital in downtown Toronto, or near it, where a guy has a tube inside of his stomach because he can't take a shit. And he has a tube inside of his dick because he can't piss without a catheter, right? So think about it. For that guy to watch the janitor at the hospital walk and be able to go home and see his wife and kids in the ghetto of Toronto. Yeah. Nothing nice. The bedroom looks at a wall. Yeah. That's the richest motherfucker in the world to the guy in the hospital bed who has $20 million. Because he had a fucking tube in his stomach to shit. And a tube and a catheter in his dick to piss. Goes in a bag, bro. Yeah, then a nurse comes and switches the bag. Yeah. So you tell that guy that has $20 million, what's the one luxury he wants? Then you got the janitor going home, making $15 an hour, or whatever he makes. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. You see what, you know, I would say the guy in the bed would love to have that happiness of just being able to go home to his wife and kids.
For sure.
So now if you find the balance of both, that's the beautiful. I think that's the beautiful part of life. Make your money, have the freedom, and be able to give your family and your close friends, people you love, experiences that they would never imagine. That's always for me what the money's about, is like, if I can make enough money to give my family and my close friends experiences that they would never imagine, like private jets, yachts, whatever, go places they would have never imagined, you know, take my dad to see his favorite soccer team play in Italy, like things like that. I'm like, that's why I want to make money. Then you go, but you also got to mix in what you're saying, like taking care of yourself. And if you can balance both of those, I think that's ultimate happiness.
Definitely, yeah, man. Yeah. I agree, man. That's a good note.
My guy.
Yo,
Alpha King, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Woo. Dean, what did we run there? 2 hours.
2 hours.
That might be our longest
2 fucking
pod ever.
hours.
Yes, sir.
2 hours.
Nima, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it. It was an absolute pleasure, man. Guys, we made it this far, and I know you did. You know what to do. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like this video.
Go check him out, bro.
Check him out.
On.
Yeah,
all his Instagram. What else?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you guys,
you're only on Instagram. You're gonna bang off everything else, no?
Basically.
Yeah.
Well, you have YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna put all your shit.
Yeah, we'll take it. Appreciate it, Dean.
Yeah.